And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, out to the campus of Baldwyn High School. Adam Gore, Jeremy Kennedy on hand for Jeremy. A pretty good rivalry that maybe not a lot of people know about, but it's traditionally been a pretty good ball game. We've covered it here on TV7 Sports. The Baldwyn Bearcats playing host to the Saltillo Tigers. And Saltillo, sort of the surprise team of the year, sort of here early, off to a 2-0 start.
Yeah, they've played great football the first 2 weeks of the season, and this is going to be an interesting matchup. The 44th, traditionally, between these two clubs. First matchup, 1965. Last matchup was just last season. These are two teams that like to come in and spread the football around. Offensively, Saltillo is going to be led by senior quarterback number 7, Drew Chisholm, who has had a solid start throwing the football, but he's really been dangerous on the ground, Adam. So far, 18 carries, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground. He's also thrown a touchdown first 2 games of the season. So this is going to be a great matchup offensively for Baldwyn. It's got to start with the quarterback, Tanner Gaines. Had an inauspicious start last weekend at Boonville. Numbers-wise, didn't have a great game, but you like the way this Baldwyn club moved the offense. They've got some weapons on the outside if they'll hit them. Defensively, though, for Saltillo, it starts with Quad Freeman, 6'2", 200-pound junior. Leads the team with 2 sacks and has 27 tackles the first 2 weeks. If Saltillo is going to be able to stop this Baldwyn offense, it's got to be Freeman and those linebackers that have got to be able to get out there in space and help cover some of these receivers.
Absolutely. You hear a great crowd out for the Saltillo team. And, Jeremy, always good to see the team getting out and supporting their hometown guys. And a whole lot easier to do whenever you got a 2-0 team on the year. Jeremy, let's talk about that start here. As real quick, we'll give a plug to my guy Jim Holder of WTVA Sports out there. Going to shoot some highlights for today, so you can check those out every Friday night on WTVA. But, Jeremy, talk about some of the keys to tonight's matchup. Baldwyn, this is only going to be their second game. For Saltillo, this is their third. Got to be a key factor in tonight as well.
Yeah, for Baldwyn, you've got a big game on your home field. You've got to play well to protect your home field. You're talking about a club last week that was very, very good defensively. They did about as much as you could to keep Baldwyn in the game. Unfortunately, their offense couldn't do anything with it. Tonight, offensively, you got to come out and you got to do a better job of running the football. They really struggled in that area, had less than 200 yards of total offense. They've got to improve there. And defensively, though, for Baldwyn, you're led by Tyler Estes, who you'll see offensively, he's going to carry the football. Estes, 13 tackles last week in that game against Boonville. But Devin Lindsay had really the only bright spot for the Baldwyn Bearcats with a big-time pick-6 interception return for a touchdown, the only score of the game for the Bearcats. So they need to do a better job offensively. Certainly, Coach Gray would love to have that same intensity defensively, but they've got to really fix that offense if they're going to compete with Saltillo this evening.
Well, you talk about Coach Gray. This is his second game in his tenure. I guess the Gray era beginning here at Baldwyn, and that's going to be a big game tonight here between these two rivals. We're just moments away from the coin toss as we have it here as you see them at midfield. But before we get set to start the ball game, we're going to take you to a break to hear a few words from our sponsor. We do want to remind you that if you would like to be a part of the TV7 sponsor team, you can give us a call at area code 662-983-2801. That's area code 662-983-2801. We're going to take you to a break and be back with more here from Baldwyn right after this.
The Baldwyn Hardware and Supply Company, Rex and Diana Coggins, invite you to come by and see their complete lines of hardware and building materials. Their friendly and knowledgeable staff will be pleased to help the contractor and the homeowner with their up-and-coming large inventory of in-stock hardware and building materials, and even those hard-to-find or special order items. They also have a great selection of doors, paint, windows, insulation, hand tools, and mobile home doors. And they also deliver. Baldwyn Hardware and Supply Company, Highway 145 North in Baldwyn.
All the intimate look and feel of a bed and breakfast with the amenities and luxury of a 5-star hotel. That's what you'll find at the Cart Barn Inn in Bruce. Great for weekends away, church retreats, family gatherings, or just a great place to stay when you're away from home. A large back porch, peaceful, quiet country setting, and conveniently located on the golf course. When you need a place to stay, our doors are always open at the Cart Barn Inn, next to the golf course in Bruce, or visit us on the web at www.cartbarninn.com.
Our hometown where we live, where we love, where the simple life is good enough, where we dream, where we hope, where we stand together and share the load. Oh, our hometown is blessed. Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
I'm Jimmy Calvary with Prentiss County Farm Bureau, and we're located at 402 East Church Street in Boonville, Mississippi, and I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to serve you here in Prentiss County. We provide homes and automobiles, life, health, long-term care, annuities, and come by and see us. We'd love to do business with you. Thank you.
And Jeremy, back to action. Already an electric atmosphere out at the ballpark. You can tell all these fans on both sides of the field really into this game as we're getting set for the opening kickoff, and Jeremy, should be an exciting ball game.
Yeah, it should be. Really looking forward to see how Baldwyn responds, certainly offensively and also mentally. Had a tough game last week, and also looking to see at this Saltillo offense. We've heard a lot about it, especially on the ground. Should be a good matchup, and really looking forward to see how those two matchups play out.
See, the kick is back. It's going to be received at the 20-yard line. Little confusion, and woohoo! Boy, if you need to get a crowd fired up, that'll do it right there. Big hit that time by Saltillo, and a good way to mark the ball, start the ball game for the Tigers.
No question about it. A great job on the kickoff coverage. Certainly the first 5 minutes of every game, you're always going to tell. If you're a head coach, you want your team to play with a lot of intensity, but don't wear yourselves out after the first 5 minutes. If you're Saltillo, your goal right here, come out, put a lot of pressure on Gaines. Baldwyn started to move the pocket a little bit last week in the early going, trying to get Gaines away from that Boonville defensive front. We'll see if Coach Gray likes to keep that around. You're going to see them, as they are right now, spreading the field out all night.
First down and 10. We had movement to start with, but once again, go with that counter play up the middle. Hand off to number 5. He gets the ball out near the 30-yard line. A hard-fought run of 1 that time, as the ball was marked at the 28 to start the play. But once again, Jeremy, they go with that little counter play. It slipped a few times. They were successful with it, getting gains of about 3 and 4 against Boonville until Boonville made their adjustments. As you said, that was the key to the ball the Blue Devils last week, was their pressure on Gaines.
No question about it. You're going to see Tyler Estes, number 4, and Channing Pinson, who just carried that ball, number 5. You're going to see those two guys getting the bulk of the carries tonight. They've got to have big evenings if Baldwyn's going to stay in this ball game.
This time he tries to roll out for a pass. Got his man wide open on the side. Complete out pass, or out to the 40-yard line. Maybe did not get past it. We'll see where they spot the football. Or actually, yes, out past the 40 near the 45. Mark it down to the 44-yard line. Jeremy moved him around a little bit in pocket that time, but still a lot of pressure around Gaines when he released the football.
A lot of pressure, but that's exactly what we saw Baldwyn do at the beginning last time. You've got to do that. Gaines has a strong arm. He's a big kid. He can make those kinds of throws. Baldwyn just got to trust and believe in him. I like the play caller. Move him out of that pocket. He had a big-time pass completion there at 15 yards. Now all of a sudden, you've got good field position and a fresh set of downs.
Give us a number 7 first man through, and a hard run that time. Good-looking run. Just that time lowered his head, powered his way through, and picked up a substantial gain on first down, something they weren't able to do last week against the Blue Devils.
No question about it. They've got to win first down. One thing they didn't do last week against Boonville, as you mentioned, was win first down. They had a tough start on that first play, but came back with a nice second down play. Got a nice gain of 5 yards there on first down. They've got to keep it 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5. If they do that, they can keep Saltillo on their heels a little bit.
We'll call it a second down and a long 5 to go. Once again, pressure coming, but that time snuffed out and taken care of by number 8. And a big loss there on second down to negate everything they gained there on first down with a nice defensive play by the Tigers.
Yeah, loss of 10 on the play. Now you got yourself in 3rd and very long. And one thing, again, you're going to see, we saw it last week, Boonville got a lot of pressure on Gaines, and now Saltillo a couple of times. Gaines has been back to pass. They've gotten a lot of pressure on him. His offensive line really kind of struggling the first couple of weeks in pass protection. And so I think you're going to see Saltillo really depend on their guys up front, try to get some pressure, get some penetration with their front foot without blitzing, and leave about 6 or 7 guys back in coverage.
We'll call it a 3rd down and 15 situation, but there's flags moving as both guys moved at once for for the Bearcats. So back them up, false start on the offense. So now it makes a 3rd down and long situation even longer.
Yeah, no question about it. Turnovers and penalties, you always talk about at the very beginning of the year, and you touched on a big point. This is only the second ball game for Baldwyn all season, while most of the schools in the state have played 3. So they may be still trying to work out some of those kinks after just 1 week of play, whereas Saltillo's already had 2 weeks. They've had 2 weeks to study, 2 weeks of preparation, and they've had 2 weeks to kind of get the kinks out of their system.
So now we'll call it a 3rd down and 21 situation here. Looking to go down low. Nice protection. Steps up in the pocket. Dials on. Got a man. Jump ball and just batted loose at the last second. Jeremy, that had big play written on it from one side or the other. Hit him in the hands. That's one of those you got to pull in.
Yeah, Reggie Patterson was the guy last week that also had an opportunity for a big play on the sidelines. Couldn't come up with it. Now, in fairness to him, Gaines underthrew that ball a little bit, put a little too much loft on the ball. If he had started a little bit more on the line, Patterson had 2 or 3 steps over the fender. If that ball's right on the money, it's a touchdown for Baldwyn. So a missed opportunity there. And but if you're Saltillo, they do exactly what they're supposed to do. Keep ball off the scoreboard, and they should get solid field position.
So it's going to be a 4th down, 21 situation now for the Bearcats. Back to punt. It's going to be Gaines. Steps into it. Nice kick. Wobbling side-to-side kick. Going to call everyone off. It's going to hit and take a Bearcat roll. And then finally takes another one. It looks like it pops straight up. Now the ball's going to be down about the 22-yard line is where the Tigers will take over. Well, Jeremy, we talked about the Tigers. Not a lot of passing yards for the quarterback in the first 2 games of the season, but 200 yards rushing out of your quarterback, that's impressive.
Yeah, no question about it. And the key for the Baldwyn defense is you got to limit those big rushing plays. 18 carries, 200 yards, and 2 touchdowns from the quarterback position tells me that Chisholm's not afraid to pull it down and run, and this coaching staff isn't afraid at all to run him on design runs. So Baldwyn's got to do a good job limiting those big plays, and they've got to win first down defensively, keep Saltillo in 2nd and 3rd and long.
Man in motion give is going to be the first man through, number 9 for the Tigers, and I'll have to get my my mascot straight here in a moment, but there was a short gain on first down. Good job by the big guys up front for Baldwyn to not bite on the motion going away from the play and get the stop.
Yeah, 2-yard gain there. You mentioned Desmond Hayes, number 9. Solid tailback there, but a good job by the Baldwyn defensive front. Again, that's what you have to do. You have to win first down, put Saltillo in 2nd and 8, and depend on your front 4 from there.
You're getting a lot of looks out Saltillo tonight on the offensive side, and boy, Baldwyn's selling out against the run, but there's a slip tackle and a hard hit and a big run there. Helmet comes flying off. As we talked about, you're going to see a lot of different looks out of our formations out of this Saltillo Tiger offense, and a big gain, and it appears to be enough for the first down. Impressive hard run that time by the Tigers.
Give credit to that left side of the offensive line for Saltillo. They opened up a big hole for Hayes to follow through, and once he got beyond the line of scrimmage, he did the rest, working on that 2nd level. Those linebackers are forcing those safeties to come up and run support. A 12-yard gain there, and again, you're going to see Saltillo behind that big offensive line try and pound it all night long.
Well, you look at Baldwyn, they're cheating up now, almost in 8 in the box. Go against this run. That time they hit him in the backfield, wrap him up, but he slips off one tackle and almost broke free, but good pursuit that time by the entire Baldwyn defense, not to just assume the play was over with, and was able to come in and make the stop.
Yeah, you mentioned putting 8 guys in the box. That's what Baldwyn's going to have to do. Last weekend, they gave up over 150 yards rushing to the Boonville offense. Jerron Jones and Bo Brown with the bulk of those carries and yards. So that's what you're going to have to see this week. You're going to probably see 8 men in the box at most times for this Baldwyn defense. They were very stingy from a point standpoint, but they've got to be able to stop Saltillo on these runs.
This time the pitch out to Hayes. He's going to get around the corner. This kid's got speed to burn. Gets to the outside. One ran to beat. Still on his feet. A big run there for the Tigers. Well, Jeremy, that kid's got impressive speed, and once he gets around the corner, he doesn't hesitate to turn it upfield.
Yeah, a 35-yard gain right there. You mentioned the speed. You could see it as soon as Chisholm pitching the football. All of the containment for the Baldwyn defense is up the middle, because you see Saltillo running up the middle the first 3 plays of the ball game. They get one, they sprint it on the outside, and they didn't have anybody that could catch Desmond Hayes on the outside. 49 yards rushing for this kid on 3 carries. He's got lightning speed, and you can bet they're going to continue to give him the football.
And he does get it out of the backfield, first man through, but a big hit in the backfield that time out of number 4 for the Bearcats. Big stop there. And that's one thing the Bearcats are going to do. You're going to get a one big play on every once in a while. They're going to continue to hit you in the mouth each time on defense.
Yeah, good job there of run support. And Hayes going to come off the field. He's going to have a little breather. He's had a very productive first 3 carries. But if you're balling again, you got to continue to load the guys in the box, but that's one of the disadvantages of doing that. If you load the box, especially if you try to jam that middle, Saltillo goes outside. They don't have anybody that can catch Hayes around the corner.
Second down and 9 situation. Now this time they're going to roll out in the flats. Wide open, pass is complete. And head over heels he goes with a tackle, but a nice play that time. Pretty simple. They lull him to sleep with the pass and just roll that tight end out to the flats, and easy strike, easy pass. Sort of almost looked like he just throwing in the ball around the backyard.
Yeah, nice job there by Drew Chisholm on the bootleg on the far side, hitting Jeremy Young, his senior tight end, who goes about 6'2", 180. That's a big kid. And a good job there by Chisholm. Just made a nice, simple throw, got rid of it in a hurry, and you got a nice gain of 15. I like the way Saltillo is starting this offensive possession. I like the mix between run and pass. They're doing a great job so far, moving it down the field.
Trips on the far side. Quarterback keeps and fights forward for a short gain, trying to lull him to sleep there. But a good run that time. Quick snap, just runs off tackle and falls forward for a gain of about 2 on a play that we'll give him a gain of 3 on a play that you normally see on 4th and inches.
Yeah, Saltillo that time trying to spread everybody out. It was an empty backfield and kept Chisholm under center. And take that snap back and then try to design it. You may get a little more out of it, but again, that goes back to this coaching staff not being afraid to let Chisholm run the football. He's not a big kid, listed at 5'7", so you're going to see him tuck it and run at times. He's got excellent speed for a quarterback.
Second down and long to go here. Pitch back, cut back up the middle. Nice cutback, and boy, Jeremy, he saw that lane and did not think twice about it, as that was number 23 on the carry, and he picked up some substantial yardage there on second down.
Yeah, good job there. You're talking about Ryan Hardy, who got his first carry, or excuse me, Nahi Lamar, first carry of the night for Saltillo. He picked up about 4 on the play, and so if you're balling, though, this is kind of what you want here. You want to put them in keep it third down. Unfortunately, Saltillo's only got about 4 or 5 yards left, so first big third down conversion for Saltillo tonight.
Third down and 4 is what we'll call it. Rolling out, good block upfield. Got a chance to break it to the outside, lowers his head. Boy, how many quarterbacks do you see look to take on a defender like that? Impressive run out of Chisholm.
Yeah, gain of 12 on the play, and good heavens. We talked about Saltillo not being scared to let him run it. You see Chisholm again and move the pocket, get him on the edge. He's got a lot of speed as well. And just after they had thrown the bootleg on the far side, Chisholm tucks and runs. And I don't know if you want your quarterback lowering your shoulder and flipping over the end, but a great run there by Chisholm. They've got it first and goal. They have really done a great job moving the football down the field.
Once again, a different look out of the Tigers' offensive set. Give is going to be the lone man in the backfield. He's hit, stacked up, and stopped at the line of scrimmage. Good job by the Bearcats. This is where we saw him last week against Boonville. Boonville had the ball deep in their territory, first and goal, and they forced him to go 4 plays and actually stopped him inside the 1 twice.
Yeah, that was Ahmad Tubbs, who also doubles as the kicker. He's had 2 carries, hasn't gained anything yet. Big fullback. Good job there by the Baldwyn defense. They've got to call on their defense from last week, which did a great job forcing turnovers and preventing Boonville to score. It's a different story though with Saltillo.
You hear the Saltillo faithful getting behind their team here. Handoff, off tackle, and once again the Bearcats say no. Good defensive stand once again by the Bearcats.
Yeah, a great job. And again, you see Paul, and they're doing a tremendous job. They play the ultimate bend but don't break defense. Saltillo did not struggle at all to get the football down the field, but if you're Saltillo, Baldwyn has been very stingy, letting teams get inside the football. Third and goal right here for Saltillo.
Ball on the 6-yard line. Quarterback going to roll out, looking to pass, nothing there. Now he's going to tuck and run, try to get inside, and does not get in. A hard lick, just going to bring up inside, just right down about the 1-yard line. So now decision-making time here early. You've had the ball 3 possessions from the 5-yard line. Basically hasn't been able to get in. Do you roll the dice here and try to go for a score early?
I think 4th and goal, I think you line up and run the football. I don't think there's any question about that. They've done a tremendous job moving the football all the way down the field. I think you line up. I think you test the manhood of this Baldwyn Bearcat defense and see if you can't get Hayes into the end zone.
We're going to see what they do after this. We're going to take you to a quick commercial break and be back with more from Baldwyn right after this.
The all-new 2009 Dodge Crew Cab Ram 5.7 Hemi engine. This has the all-new Ram box, the storage compartment here, big enough to put anything you want in here, one on for each side on each fender. Also the cargo management system here in the bed. You can tie down and extend the capacity of it. 2009 Jeep Commander, a 4-door SUV from Jeep. Has 3rd row seating, seats 7 people. You can lay it down if you wanted to for cargo room, or keep it up for seating to accommodate your passengers.
And welcome back to action. We cut into that commercial. They're going to go for it. Quarterback goes, but I don't think he got it. Maybe second effort gets him in. And we're waiting for a signal, and I don't think they got it.
No signal. They didn't.
No touchdown.
Bearcat football. What a tremendous defensive stand by Baldwyn. We talked about it last week. They are the stingiest defense without question inside the red zone. Saltillo had absolutely no trouble getting the football down the field from 20 to even down to the 1-yard line. How about this Baldwyn Bearcat defense?
Man, that's
just a tremendous job up front.
That's impressive. And let's show you where the football is. Basically between the 1 and the end zone here. So now they've got a long way to go offensively. And Jeremy, we talked about it. It's an offense. They had a shot deep, just lobbed the pass up a little too much. But, man, what an impressive stop. That gives your offense, a charge there if you can rely on your defense to come up with a stop 4 times inside the 10. And Baldwyn, a little confusion right now on the field. Jeremy, let's stay here since we just took you to a break. And let's talk about this Baldwyn defense once again. We saw it numerous times last week against Boonville, and already early in this ball game here. I tell you, man, that could really swing the tide when it comes to close games, to know that they're this battle tested defensively this early in the season.
Yeah, it speaks to the heart of this ball club as well, because again, they really had been beaten up physically. And, again, Bo Brown had a big game last week. Jerron Jones had a good game last week already. Chisholm and Hayes have run for 61 yards combined. But the big story is how well Baldwyn is able to forget about that and no make no bones about it. Man up when it matters on 3rd and goal, 4th and goal, inside the 2-yard line. And Chisholm was stoned up front. What a great job getting a push right up the middle. And this team has to give this Baldwyn defense a lot of confidence that they're never out of it, and they can always keep their opponent off the board.
Memphis University Schools with a pair of field goals early, lead 6-0 over South Panola, I believe, with 3 minutes left in the first quarter. 1st and 10, ball inside the 1-yard line for the Bearcats. Baldwyn going to run the option, pitch back in trouble. And
safety.
They do what Corso says not to do. They gave up the jump shot. As soon as we start singing the praises of this Saltillo, of this Bearcat defense, what about those Tigers?
What a great job there defensively. Colin Grice, the tailback on the play. Little surprised you would see the option trying to go east and west when you really just need to go forward, try to get out of your own end zone. Give credit to the Saltillo defense. They did a great job. They've gotten a lot of pressure so far, whether it be Baldwyn trying to run the football, and they've also gotten after Tanner Gaines a couple of times throwing the football. So this tells me again, Boonville did it last week, Saltillo's doing it this week, and offensive line really having a tough time keeping opposing defensive lines out of the backfield. So if you're Baldwyn, you got to run the football north and south in that situation, not try to go east and west with the option. If you're Saltillo, it's not 7 points, but you'll take the 2, get the football back, and see if you can line up again and get the football all the way back in the field and punch it in the end zone. If you're Baldwyn, Well, we talked about momentum last week in this game. Baldwyn would seize it for a little bit and then give it right back, and that's what they've done again tonight. They do a great job stonewalling Saltillo inside the 5-yard line on goal-to-go situations, then turn around right back and give up a safety. So it's a roller coaster of emotions and momentum anytime the Bearcats are playing. If you're Saltillo, you should get great field position. You're going to put your offense right back on the field.
And great field position they do get as they bring the ball out to the 40-yard line on the free kick after the safety. We've got a 2-0 score here, 2:38 to go in the first quarter. And I'll tell you what, still a lot of emotions on this football field right now, but you got to feel good if you're a Tiger fan, getting that 2-point safety there and now having the football on the 40. But as soon as you say that, you got to go back to that ball and defense. How are they going to answer here after making the stop inside and the offense turn around and saying, look, sorry, guys, you got to go right back on the field?
Yeah, you talk about those guys up front. A lot of them play both ways. That's going to be certainly a fatigue issue as well. But, boy, how good is Jeremy Young, number 11, the tight end, look with the football in his hands, who returned that kickoff back, sets up Saltillo with great field position at the 40.
Give it to the second man through, bounces to the outside, falls forward for a gain of 1, maybe 2 on the play. It'll bring up a second down and long situation here for the Tigers as the officials are going to take the heat timeout as they don't stop it whenever a team has a drive going, and that was the case when we had it earlier. So heat timeout to go. 2:29 to play here in the first quarter. We're going to take it with them. 2-0. Saltillo leads. Back with more right after this.
Here at Hunter's Holler, we're always striving to serve our customers better.
New Pro Series Easton Saw and Express for better service. Factory trained certified Matthews technicians for better service.
Newly remodeled clothing racks for better service.
A brand new laser engraver for better service.
At Hunter's Holler, we're a state-of-the-art to serve our customers.
And welcome back to action. There you see your score, 2:29 to go here in the first quarter. Saltillo leads 2-0. And Jeremy, I understand you have some updated stats so far in the contest.
Yeah, it's been the Desmond Hayes show. If you're Saltillo, 6 carries, 49 yards so far. And then you got Drew Chisholm, the quarterback, as advertised, talked about how well he runs the football coming in. He's got 4 carries for 19 yards. The biggest stat, though, Saltillo 0 for 4, cashing in when it mattered. And Hayes right there stopped behind the line of scrimmage. And now you get just put yourself in 3rd and long. So this ball on defense, they're bowling up right now. They feel like they've been tested a little bit. They're not getting much help from the offensive side of things. So they feel like they've got to put the game once again on their shoulders, and they've got to step up. And they've done a pretty good job so far. 3rd down, and we'll call it a long 10 situation now here for the Tigers. Tigers with the football now, going to come out of the shotgun, receiver split, tight end. On the bottom of your screen. Quarterback's going to roll out, throw out in the flats, wide open, slips off one tackle and carries a man down around the 20-yard line. So a big gain of close to 18 on the play that time. And man, what a big play there on 3rd down. Yeah, what a good job there. Again, moving the pocket and an 18-yard pickup, as you mentioned. So right away, Chisholm has a good start to this ball game, but I like moving the pocket. You know you're going to see a blitz up the middle. You've got 3rd and long. So move the pocket, give your quarterback a chance, and Chisholm was right on the money. Saltillo 2 of 3 on 3rd down so far. Now under 1.5 to play here in the first quarter. It's a 2-0 score, but once again, Saltillo threatening. Pitch out. We've got flags down, and that might have been a good thing as Baldwyn appeared to not be ready on the play. Yeah, saved the touchdown there as Hayes had just about turned the corner, was about to turn on the afterburners and head for the end zone. But again, Saltillo making the plays when it matters. Picked up a nice solid 3rd down conversion there. You're going to have 1st and 15, though. Got to knock those penalties out. But if you're Baldwyn, hey, this is a time you've been stingy for the last 2 weeks. Time to do it again and see if you can keep Saltillo out of the end zone. Absolutely. So it's going to be a 1st down and 15 situation now here for the Tigers. We're coming up on a minute to play here in the first quarter. A quick moving first quarter here from Baldwyn. 2-0. Saltillo leads, looking to build on that lead as they have the ball just shy of the 25-yard line. Man in motion coming your way. Give is going to be the long running back. He's hit and stacked up and dropped at the line of scrimmage. Tell you what, he hits the hole and he hits it hard, but when he does, he's got a Bearcat
rudely waiting for him a couple of times.
Yeah, Baldwyn has done a great job of containing Hayes the last 2 or 3 carries, and again, it starts up front. Those guys are vastly undersized, but they've done a great job getting the pressure up the middle. Saltillo started to try to run the football up the middle a little bit more, and give credit to that Baldwyn defensive front. They started. It all starts with those guys up front, getting some penetration, allowing their linebackers to come in and make the tackle, and you keep Saltillo in 2nd and long, and they've got it about 2nd and 15.
As Jeremy said, a 2nd down 15 situation. Quarterback's going to roll out, steps up in the pocket. He's going to be hit, and he might get back to the original line of scrimmage. May have fell forward for a gain of 1, but either way it goes, once again, that Baldwyn defense coming up and making play after play after play to keep this team in the ballgame.
Yeah, not sure if that was a design run or Chisholm just kind of tucked it and ran a little too quickly. But, again, you've got 3rd and long. Give credit to this Baldwyn defense. Again, they get their backs to the wall and they come out fighting. They've done a great job so far. You got a big 3rd down conversion, though. Got to keep Saltillo from getting some yards and making it 4th and manageable.
So that's the end of the first quarter of play. Your score 2-0 here in favor of the Tigers. We're going to take you to a break and be back with more here from Baldwyn right after this.
The experts in home health care, Mississippi Home Care, understands there's no place like home. A member of the LHC group, Mississippi Home Care, can help with any medical, social, and therapeutic treatments to help you recover from an illness or injury, or they can assist with daily activities. They have a qualified and caring staff that can provide care for a wide range of medical conditions. If you or a loved one are unable to leave home without a considerable or taxing effort, or under a plan of care established by a physician, or need continual occupational or other therapy, Mississippi Home Care may benefit you. They can also help you live independently with the Phillips Lifeline Medical Alert Service. That's Mississippi Home Care, a member of the LHC Group.
Boonville Supply Company. Come by and see their complete lines of plumbing and electrical supplies for the contractors and homeowners alike. Their friendly and knowledgeable staff will be pleased to help you with their large inventory of in-stock plumbing and electrical merchandise, and also any special orders that you may need. They have a large selection of electrical wire, plumbing and gas pipe, a large selection of Klein tools, faucets, vanities and cabinets, toilets, tubs and showers, and large and small PVC fittings. On top of this, they also deliver. So visit the Boonville Supply Company, 400 East Church Street in Boonville.
And welcome back as you hear the band fired up here right next to us on the Saltillo side of the field. And rightfully so, Saltillo on the move, 3rd and 15. Steps back, pressure coming up the middle. It's going to be forced to scramble out of the pockets. Got pressure, slips off another one, and breaks off another tackle. He's still going. And there was a hard hit, and Chisholm looked to be shaken up, but now is going to be able to move and get up on his own there as he took a hard shot to the knees. You see him limping back towards the sideline. And Jeremy almost pulled it out, needed to get to the 10, but only got to the 15. And so now decision-making time once again. And I think if you're Saltillo, after the way your defense did last time, you put it on the offense shoulder and say, look, guys, you got to put it in the end zone.
No question about it. Chisholm shows you right there his athletic ability. Pocket broke down. He had no help in form of blockers and made a one move and got around the corner and showed you his speed, picked up a considerable amount of yardage. Now we talked about make it 4th and manageable. Saltillo 0 for 1 on 4th down. This would be another huge stop for the Bearcats.
And I believe they're going to get it via the penalty. Go with a hard cadence that time. We'll make sure no one on the offensive front move for Saltillo. If it does, it should give them the first down and put them in a 1st down and goal situation. Offsides on the Bearcats, and that will march the ball forward 5 yards.
Oh, what a killer there if you're Baldwyn. Done so much to keep Saltillo out of the end zone after they've marched it down the field 2 consecutive drives. And one of your guys jumps off sides and keeps this drive alive. You give Saltillo a fresh set of downs just outside the 10-yard line. And I believe they're going to call it 1st and goal. I think the ball is sitting just outside the 10. And, I think they're going to call it 1st and goal. So Saltillo's got to put it in the end zone.
Pitch out is to the second man through. Cuts upfield. This is Hayes. Trying to get to the outside and tripped up, and a touchdown-saving tackle that time by number 22 for the Bearcats. Or that one had 6 written all over it.
Yeah, and that tackle was made by Devin Lindsay, who was a major bright spot for the Bearcats defensively last week. As we told you, had that interception, but you've got a yellow flag down that's thrown behind the line of scrimmage, usually that area of holding. And if you're the Bearcats, you got to feel good. The officials are talking to your captain, so you may negate that 6-yard run, and it would be Another penalty on Saltillo, and I think you're going to see that.
It was an illegal shift call that time on the Tigers, so it does back them up. Now the ball goes back to the 15-yard line. We're going to be a first down and goal situation here for the Tigers. So we talk about the penalty negating a good move that time for the Bearcats to give them a first down. Now the Saltillo Tigers kind of shooting themselves in the foot here with the ball deep in scoring position.
Yeah, the second penalty for 10 yards against Saltillo. Both teams actually with 2 penalties for 10 yards so far.
Fumble on the play. And I believe Saltillo fell back on top of a bad snap exchange. But now the Bearcats defense, who has been stingy all night, getting a couple of breaks there via some mistakes on the Tigers' part.
Yeah, and Chisholm, not sure if he just came up too early or if the center didn't get him the football. But, again, first couple of weeks you expect to get that worked out, the quarterback-center exchange, get some of these middle penalties taken care of. But you see, though, in the third game, some of that stuff still lingering around as Saltillo unable to capitalize the first possession inside with a goal to go and not having a good start for their second one.
Man in motion going to be coming across your screen. Fake is to him. This time he's going to roll out. Corner pass is up and complete. Touchdown, Tigers. Well, you couldn't draw it up any better that time, Kennedy, as he just hit his man. His man got his step on him, was able to get to the outside and put 6 points on the board.
Yeah, that was Staples. You had fake up the middle, fake reverse, and good job there. Chisholm rolling to his right, had Staples wide open in the back of the end zone and hit him for a touchdown. A nice drive by the Tigers. Open it up with an 8-0 lead for the Baldwyn defense. Not a whole lot more you can do. They have fought and fought and fought, and you can't expect them to play a perfect game 2 weeks in a row. And now all of a sudden, momentum swinging with the Tigers in. You got a nice job there punching it in the end zone finally, and Chisholm really playing well so far in this first half.
9-0 is score, 9:29 to go in the second. We'll take you to a break and be back with more right after this.
Murphy Frame Supply in Bruce, specializing in home framing, industrial plywood, and anything for your lumber needs, for the contractor or individual. From pressure-treated lumber and plywood, including spruce and Arkansas pine, to log cabin siding, doors and windows, and insulation. They also have the hardware you'll need like nails, fasteners, and drywall supplies. Murphy Frame Supply is located on Highway 32 West in Bruce. See them today or visit mfswood.net for your next construction or lumber project. Murphy Frame Supply.
And welcome back to action. We do want to thank all those sponsors for helping bringing you Baldwyn Bearcat and Saltillo Tiger football action to you here on MetroCast Channel 98. We do encourage everyone that if you would like to reach a large market in the Northeast Mississippi area, to give us a call at area code 662-983-2801. And there's a fumble, ball on the ground, and the Tigers have it.
Well, what else could go wrong for Baldwyn in this football game? They had a solid return on. Bradley Balls had gotten across the 30 to about the 35. Baldwyn's going to have solid field position. All of a sudden, not sure which one of the Tigers came up and made the hit. The ball's on the ground. Saltillo falls on it. And for the second consecutive possession, Saltillo's going to start inside the Baldwyn territory. Remember the stat we threw out last week, 6 times Boonville began a drive inside the Bearcat territory, and only their last drive they scored a touchdown. But give credit, though, to Saltillo playing extremely well early, and this is a chance for a big-time score here and put Baldwyn in a major hole.
Give is going to be to Hayes. He cuts up and gets the ball out near to the 30-yard line. See a little bit of extracurricular activity starting to go on in between players after the play. And Jeremy, you said it, pretty much hit the nail on the head right here. This is an important possession for this Baldwyn Bearcat defense. They have been, but haven't broken even in the Boonville game up to this point tonight, other than giving up that one touchdown pass. But right now, you got to think morally, if Saltillo could put a point on the board, that could be put that dagger in the heart.
Yeah, Baldwyn can ill afford to allow Saltillo to score a touchdown right here. They've really got to dig down deep and find it. in their ability to stop the Tigers away, and that's a good way to start right there. Outstanding run support. Good job there, crashing the line of scrimmage by number 32, Jordan Cobb. We called his name a couple of times last week, the senior nose guard, or excuse me, the senior defensive end, and stopping Hayes there for no gain. Now they're all crucial, but a huge third down for both clubs, but especially this Baldwyn Bearcat defense. They have got to get off the field right here and keep Saltillo from scoring.
As Jeremy said, it's a third down situation. We'll call it 3rd down and 7 to go here for the Tigers. Runs into his man in the backfield. Broken play, and the Baldwyn Bearcats jump on the opportunity as the quarterback ran into his fullback that time, sort of disrupted the play to bring up a 4th down and long situation here for the Tigers. And Jeremy, the way the team is playing right now, the momentum you got going, you roll the dice. You don't have to go big, but on 4th down, you could have a short option and then have somebody streaking for a long option, see if you can't get 6.
Yeah, Coach Gray breathed a little sigh of relief right there on that play, but now you've got 4th down to contend with, and we'll see if Saltillo, it looks like they're going to try and pooch punt it as Chisholm kind of back there around the 43-yard line, maybe trying to pooch punt a little bit and see if they can pin Baldwyn back deep.
Well, Saltillo takes a timeout, not happy with something on the sideline as the coaches come storming off there. We're going to take the break with them and be back with more here from Baldwyn right after this.
I'd like to begin tonight with a little joke. This guy, he's a farmer, and he says, hey, hello, sorry. But seriously, folks.
Speaking in public is no joke.
Farmer says, doctor says, chicken says.
For help, call Toastmasters, the public speaking support group.
The chicken.
Welcome to Aberdeen Antiques. I'm Linda Dodd. After having an antique business 11 years in Tennessee, I opened in downtown Aberdeen a year ago. I specialize in quality antique furniture, sterling, glassware, artwork, clocks, and a variety of antique accessories. Antiques have a craftsmanship and quality that you just don't find in newer items. Buying antiques is not only a good investment, but it's the ultimate in recycling. Visit Aberdeen Antiques soon. Hours 10 to 5, closed Tuesday and Sunday. Thank you.
Trouble for Saltillo. The snap was high over the punter's head, and boy, oh boy, what a break there, Jeremy, for the Bearcats.
No question about it. Now we start to see Baldwyn getting a break right here. Saltillo trying to pooch punt it with Chisholm, just trying and nail the Bearcats back deep in their own territory. They catch a break. They're going to start a possession inside Saltillo territory. So if you're the Bearcats, you have got to capitalize. This is just the 3rd possession that they're going to have so far here in this first half. The first time they're going to have this good of field position. They have to capitalize, swing some momentum back, and really give their offense some confidence. They haven't done much so far in the second half of the Boonville game and to start this game so far. So Gaines really needs to lead his club down the field and put some points on the board.
First down and 10 to go. Ball on the 46. Snap back's a good one. Protection is falling, and Gaines. It's hit from the blind side, and that one hurt. And Jeremy, this is just one big play after another one in this ball game right now. Mistake here, mistake there, big run here, big pass there. It still has that electric atmosphere at the 6:50 mark, 9-0. Saltillo leads, but you can sort of feel like Baldwyn, they're getting a little bit more confidence offensively, but every time they do, they get a step, Saltillo sort of knocks their feet out from under them.
Well, again, we talked about that offensive line having trouble keeping the front four of this Tigers defense off of Gaines, and you see it right there. Gaines went back to pass, and about the time he took his 7th step, he was met by one of those Tigers defensive ends, and so it's really tough if you're Gaines to throw the football when you're standing back there and all of a sudden you end up on your backside. So that's why I like to see Baldwyn move that pocket, move the offensive line, a little slide protection, and get the football out of Gaines' hands early. But Baldwyn going backwards here. We talked about how would they respond after getting a big-time break, a sack and a penalty later, and you're looking at 2nd and very long.
Well, Gaines still appears to be shaken up from that sack. He said he took a pretty hard lick from the blind side. It's a 2nd down and miles to go. Have to get out around the 45 to get the first down. They're going to go little for the first one and get the ball up on a little slip screen to the outside. Saltillo quickly to the ball, but a good gain there, as it appears to be a gain of a close to 7 on the pass out.
Yeah, nice job there by Gaines. Get the ball in his hands, then quickly get it out, get it to the outside. You've got some playmakers on this ball club. You've got some skill guys that can catch a football and pick up some yardage. That's what you've got to do if you're Baldwyn. Get the ball in Gaines' hands and quickly get them out and get it to your skill guys.
Heat timeout on the field. We're going to take it with them. Your score here at the 5:58 mark, Saltillo 9, Baldwyn nothing. We'll take you to a break and be back with more here on W07BN MetroCast Channel 98.
The Baldwyn Hardware and Supply Company, Rex and Diana Coggins, invite you to come by and see their complete lines of hardware and building materials. Their friendly and knowledgeable staff will be pleased to help the contractor and the homeowner with their up-and-coming large inventory of in-stock hardware and building materials, and even those hard-to-find or special order items. They also have a great selection of doors, paint, windows, insulation, hand tools, and mobile home doors. And they also deliver. Baldwyn Hardware and Supply Company, Highway 145 North, in Baldwyn.
All the intimate look and feel of a bed and breakfast with the amenities and luxury of a 5-star hotel. That's what you'll find at the Cart Barn Inn in Bruce. Great for weekends away, church retreats, family gatherings, or just a great place to stay when you're away from home. A large back porch, peaceful, quiet country setting, and conveniently located on the golf course. When you need a place to stay, our doors are always open at the Cart Barn Inn, next to the golf course in Bruce, or visit us on the web at www.cartbarninn.com.
And welcome back to action as you missed an incomplete pass by Baldwyn on 3rd down. And now to bring up a 4th and long situation here for the Bearcats. So, Jeremy, a great opportunity missed there for Baldwyn.
Yeah, good job there by the Saltillo defense. It starts on 1st down, but when you got the great penetration, the sack of games, it really put Baldwyn in a bind. We talked about they had to win 1st down offensively, and they've really struggled to do that so far.
The kick is away. It is angled towards the sideline. Takes a Baldwyn roll. It's going to take a good hop, and it's going to be down close to the 15-yard line. It's really going to actually mark the football. I thought it was down around the 16 or 17, but they do give them the 15. So now Saltillo has a long field, but momentum on their side. Once again, Jeremy, we talk about this Baldwyn offense. We give all the praise to the defense, but, man, this offense is near anorexic.
Yeah, and they've got 5.5 minutes, does Saltillo, and that's plenty of time to get the ball down the field. But as we've seen, this is a big play offense. They've gotten some big plays on the ground with Hayes and Chisholm. They've gotten a couple of big plays through the air as Chisholm 3 for 3 for 48 yards and a touchdown, 16 yards per completion. So this is an offense that can move it down the field and move it quickly.
1st down and 10, ball on the 15-yard line for Saltillo. Give it to the lone running back, breaks off one, breaks off another, jukes to the side, goes up the field, and a big gain there on 1st down. Actually a gain of about 14 on the play. So a good play there on 1st down, basically just moves the chains. And Saltillo once again methodically moving the ball up the field with ease.
Yeah, that was a Mod Tubbs, the fullback, who had 2 carries previously and not got anything. So the big fella rumbles for about 13 yards on 1st down there. Now they kind of get out of the back of their own end zone. They've got a little more breathing room, and we talk about winning 1st down. Not much better you can do than pick up 13 yards on 1st down.
So ball is near the 30-yard line. 1st and 10. Once again, the give is to the lone running back, and this time Baldwyn ready for it and stops him in the backfield, it appears. Maybe get to the original line of scrimmage were to be a 2nd down and 10 situation.
Yeah, and Baldwyn has done a little bit better job on Hayes. First couple of runs ripped off about 49 yards off of 3 carries. Since then, he's only gained 3 yards on 8 carries. So that they've done a tremendous job. I have the Bearcats adjusting to that. And again, it starts up the middle. These guys are really strong up the middle. It's east and west, side to side, where Saltillo's really had a lot of their success running the football, getting around the corner.
So now it's a 2nd down, and we'll call it a short 10, long 9 to go here for Saltillo. Pitch out is to Hayes. Hayes looking to get to the corner, gets past one guy, but holds on tight, and still a good gain there as Hayes is showing impressive speeds off that corner.
Yeah, and again, we just talked about the corner. What do the Tigers do? They get it to Hayes around the end, pitch it to him. He picks up a good 6 yards on the play. So now you put yourself in third and very short. If you're the Tigers, that's what you got to do. Baldwyn has decided they're going to jam the middle. They're not going to allow Saltillo to run the football up the middle. So you got to adjust and start using the speed of Hayes to your advantage on the outside. That's what they did, picked up positive yardage.
3rd down and 4 situation here for the Tigers. We're at the 3:40 mark of the second quarter. Give is to the lone running back. He's hit hard as he was slung down that time. Looked like he was a little bit slow on decision on where he wanted to go that time. Jeremy cost him the first down.
Yeah, again, that's Tubbs. They go to Tubbs, the big back on 3rd and short, trying to see if he can muscle his way through. Only picked up about a yard on the play. And so now you've got 4th down, and with the clock rolling, coming up on about the 3:15 mark, you're going to have Saltillo punt the football. So a good stand there by Baldwyn to force a punt, and depending on how far Chisholm can get the football off, if you're Baldwyn, you may have solid field position to see if you can finally get something going offensively to end the first half.
Little runner soccer-style kick. It's going to be angled toward the sideline, hit, and roll out of bounds, and a good kick there that time, Jeremy. Pins him back. Not too deep, but Baldwyn gets pretty good field position here, but once again has got to do something with the offense.
No question about it. And they've 35-yard line, solid field position. We talk about the time. They've got just a shade under 3 minutes. And if you're Gaines, this is where you want to use that spread offense. Get the football in his hands and quickly get it out. Throw those bubble screens far side. Try the slant routes. You can't have Gaines stand back there and take the 5- and 7-step drops and be a standing target. You got to move that pocket, get the ball to the edge, and use your quickness and skill players. Get them on the edge and let them operate.
1st down and 10. Flags fly as I believe we have movement on the offensive front. Jeremy, a quick score update. North Pontotoc 14, Kossuth 7. That one midway through the second quarter there. So North Pontotoc trying to move to 3-0.
That's the team again, and a lot of people they heard all through the off season, through the summer and beginning of this year. Congratulations on last year, but you're going to go back to being North Pontotoc, and they've kind of answered back and said, we got a little bit more than you think, and if they move to 3-0, all of a sudden you got to start paying attention to what those Vikings are doing.
Coach Plummer's doing a good job with the team there. High snap, sort of disrupt the timing on the run that time, allowing Saltillo to collapse the lane and quickly make the play on a short pickup there on 2nd down, or excuse me, on 1st down.
Yeah, we talked about Tyler Estes getting the bulk of the carries. That was actually his first carry of the ball game, and it comes with just under 3 minutes to play here in the first half. So Baldwyn, they haven't been able to get him involved, and one of the reasons is they haven't had the football that long to get him involved. And so we talk about winning 1st down. Baldwyn really has struggled in 1st down with penalties and also not being able to pick up good yardage. And again, 2nd and long against this Saltillo defense.
And more flags fly here. That photographer you just saw on the sideline is Desty Lee of the Northeast Mississippi Daily Journal. You can follow them on Twitter at NEMS360 tweets, or you can visit them online also, NEMS360.com. You can check out some photos from tonight's game there as well. And also can read my obituary because she told me she would in my life if I put her on TV. So I called her bluff. And I'm curious to this. There's about 10 games that have long been at halftime. I don't think somebody's starting at 7:30.
Yeah, we were talking about that. A couple of games went away before we started here at 7:30, but nonetheless, nothing you can do about it. But good heavens, Gaines trying to find his open receiver over the middle. That was number 18, Seth Sweeney. But give credit to this Saltillo defense. Landon McGinnis, number 55, one of the middle linebacker, 195 and a junior, lit Sweeney up over the middle. And Gaines really didn't have anywhere else to go with the football, though. Good job playing zone coverage by the Tigers defensively.
Yeah, I think Gaines has also got a case of the happy feet because, as we said, he really has sort of been limping around and sort of holding that lower back after he took that big shot on that sack earlier. So maybe one of those things where, he tried to sort of get his composure and try to find some comfort in that pocket. But as you said, right now, really the offensive line is not giving him any time to really sort of collect himself. Good catch over the middle that time. Slips to the outside, trying to break off a tackle. It is going to move the ball out to around the 31-yard line. We're to bring up a 4th and short situation and a punting situation here for the Bearcats. So a good job by the Saltillo defense. They gave them a few lanes, didn't give them anything deep, and made the tackle. As we got 1:24 and counting here, 9-0 Saltillo leads over the home-standing Baldwyn Bearcats.
Yeah, and you give credit to the Saltillo defense. They've done a great job, and again, it starts up front and it starts on first down. They're winning on first down, and if you're Baldwyn, 6 quarters your offense has really been anemic. They've got to find something offensively to get themselves going and take the pressure off their defense.
High snap takes a Saltillo roll, and it'll be down at about the 37, 38-yard line is where the Tigers will take over. Still plenty of time, Jeremy, because they've shown they can throw the ball and they can throw it deep. They do like to stick to the run, but they do have some speed and do have some players that can make the play in the passing game.
Yeah, Chisholm's been really effective on the evening. I think you can put him back there in the shotgun and see if you can find some receivers over the middle. We'll see what the coaching staff elects to do, if they want to kind of sit on the lead or if they want to push a little bit more.
Let's show the eye. Going to come underneath center now and take it on first down. Gibb is going to be the first man through, and he is rocked behind the line that time by number 22. We've called his name a couple of times tonight, Jeremy.
Yeah, Devin Lindsay, he has been a consensus playmaker for this Baldwyn Bearcat defense the last couple of weeks. And I think he's done a really good job. Really got the pick 6 last week, and he's one of those linebackers that really likes to come up and run support.
Well, it appears Saltillo is in no hurry here. They may keep the ball on the ground and run out the clock and go into halftime with a 9-0 lead. We do want to remind you, stay tuned at halftime. We'll have the band's performances here from Baldwyn, so you want to be sure and check that out. We have movement on the receiver that time here on the near sideline, and not where you want to do it, Jeremy, right there in front of the head coach.
No question. That is the quickest way you can earn a spot on the bench, and that's exactly where Staples is heading. But certainly only probably for the rest of the half, only 13 seconds left. For Saltillo, they played a pretty clean half, and they've got 3 penalties, no turnovers to speak of. But really like the way this offense is moving the football, and this probably will be the last play of the first half.
Yeah, I don't even know if they're going to be able to get it off here. 5 seconds to play now. Make it 4, 3, 2, and that's going to do it. Your score here at the end of 1, Saltillo leads 9-0 here at the half. We're going to take it to a break and come back with your halftime show here from Bearcat Field in Baldwyn right after this.
Our hometown, where we live, where we love, where the simple life is good enough, where we dream, where we hope, where we stand together and share the load. Oh, our hometown is blessed. Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
I'm Jimmy Calvary with Prentice County Farm Bureau, and we're located at 402 East Church Street in Boonville, Mississippi, and like to thank you for the opportunity to serve you here in Prentice County. We provide homes and automobiles, life, health, long-term care, annuities, and come by and see us. We'd love to do business with you. Thank you.
The all-new 2009 Dodge Crew Cab Ram 5.7 Hemi engine. This has the all-new Ram box, the storage compartment here, big enough to put anything you want in here, one on for each side on each fender. Also the cargo management system here in the bed. You can tie down and extend the capacity of it. 2009 Jeep Commander, a 4-door SUV from Jeep. Has 3rd row seating, seats 7 people. You can lay it down if you wanted to for cargo room, or keep it up for seating to accommodate your passengers. And I want to invite everybody to come to Griffin Motor Company. We have great deals on all new and used vehicles, and Griffin Motors wants to be the place you buy your next car or truck.
Come by and see the newest hardware and building supply store in Boonville. Rex and Diana Coggins are the new owners of Boonville Hardware and Supply Company, formerly Building Supply. See their complete lines of hardware and building materials. Their friendly and knowledgeable staff will be pleased to help the contractor and the homeowner with their up-and-coming large inventory of in-stock hardware and building materials, and even those hard to find or special order items. They have a great selection of treated and untreated lumbers, doors, paint, windows, insulation, hand tools, and mobile home doors. And they also deliver. Boonville Hardware and Supply Company, 403 East Church Street, Boonville.
Hi, my name's Micah. Come see us at our cellar. Thank you.
Here at Hunter's Hollow, we're always striving to serve our customers better.
New Pro Series Easton Saw and X-Press for better service. Factory trained certified mat use technicians for better service.
Newly remodeled clothing racks for better service.
A brand new laser engraver for better service.
At Hunter's Hollow, we're a state-of-the-art to serve our customers.
The experts in home health care, Mississippi Home Care, understands there's no place like home. A member of the LHC group, Mississippi Home Care, can help with any medical, social, and therapeutic treatments to help you recover from an illness or injury, or they can assist with daily activities. They have a qualified and caring staff that can provide care for a wide range of medical conditions. If you or a loved one are unable to leave home without a considerable or taxing effort, are under a plan of care established by a physician, or need continual occupational or other therapy, Mississippi Home Care may benefit you. They can also help you live independently with the Phillips Lifeline Medical Alert Service. That's Mississippi Home Care, a member of the LHC group.
Boonville Supply Company. Come by and see their complete lines of plumbing and electrical supplies for the contractors and homeowners alike. Their friendly and knowledgeable staff will be pleased to help you with their large inventory of in-stock plumbing and electrical merchandise, and also any special orders that you may need. They have a large selection of electrical wire, plumbing and gas pipe, a large selection of Klein tools, faucets, vanities and cabinets, toilets, tubs and showers, and large and small PVC fittings. On top of this, they also deliver. So visit the Boonville Supply Company, 400 East Church Street in Boonville.
Drum major is Adriana Coleman. Tonight, the Bearcat Band will present the first 3 chapters of their show entitled Universal Elements, opening with Ritual Fire Dance, followed by Colors of the Wind, featuring on the flute and the storm. The band will then perform Let the Sunshine In. Drum major Adriana Colvin. Is the Bearcat Band ready?
Murphy Frame Supply in Bruce, specializing in home framing, industrial plywood, and anything for your lumber needs, for the contractor or individual. From pressure-treated lumber and plywood, including spruce and Arkansas pine, to log cabin siding, doors and windows, and insulation. They also have the hardware you'll need like nails, fasteners, and drywall supplies. Murphy Frame Supply is located on Highway 32 West in Bruce. See them today or visit mfswood.net for your next construction or lumber project. Murphy Frame Supply.
I'd like to begin tonight with a little joke. This guy, he's a farmer, and he says, hey, hello, sorry. But seriously, folks.
Speaking in public is no joke.
Doctor says, chicken says...
For help, call Toastmasters, the public speaking support group.
The chicken.
Welcome to Aberdeen Antiques. I'm Linda Dodd. After having an antique business 11 years in Tennessee, I opened in downtown Aberdeen a year ago. I specialize in quality antique furniture, sterling, glassware, artwork, clocks, and a variety of antique accessories. Antiques have a craftsmanship and quality that you just don't find in newer items. Buying antiques is not only a good investment, but it's the ultimate in recycling. Visit Aberdeen Antiques soon. Hours 10 to 5, closed Tuesday and Sunday. Thank you.
And welcome back to halftime, ladies and gentlemen. There you see your score, 9-0. Saltillo leads here in a, once again, a decent defensive struggle. We saw a safety, and Saltillo was able to get a touchdown put on the board late there in our midway, or I guess say early in the second quarter, and that's where we stand right now. But once again, the defense for the Bearcats have gotten the job done, but offensively they struggled.
Yeah, no question about it. Again, there's just no rhyme or reason to this offense. You know, they've been struggling to find their identity. 6 quarters into their 2009 season, Tanner Gaines hasn't had any time to throw. When he's had some time to throw, he's done okay. He's hit a couple of receivers on the outside. Again, they've got some skilled people they can get the ball to on the edge, but the offensive line really struggling to protect Tanner Gaines when he tries to take the snap and take it back for a 7-step drop. I think this offense needs to be an offense that spreads you out, move the pocket, short passes, just get some yards here and there, mix in a couple of draw plays with the running game with Estes and try to move it down the field that way. But you're not going to be able to continue to put Gaines in the pocket, throw the football on 7-step drops against this defensive line. You know, they're too fast and too physical up front.
All right, Jeremy, and also for Saltillo, they've put together a nice offense, but once again, Baldwyn's Bearcats defense sort of putting up a brick wall when they have scoring opportunities. Baldwyn's got to get it open and get it started here in the second half. Go ahead, put to bed a very dangerous Bearcat team.
Yeah, once again, Baldwyn stiffens once Saltillo got the ball inside the red zone. Held them on a 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. This game could be a little bit worse than right now, so you have to give credit to the Bearcat defense. If you're a member of that Bearcat defense, you have got to be yelling at your offense, give us some help. It's about time you carry one of these football games. For 6 quarters, the Baldwyn Bearcat defense has been tremendous. Because, again, you talk about the yardage all you want to, it's about points. That's the only statistic that defensive coordinators really care about. It's points. And, you know, they've done a great job with that the last couple of weeks. But if you take a look at this Saltillo offense, much like Boonville, they've done a good job running the football and getting it from 20 to 20. Hayes has 58 yards rushing. Chisholm has 29 yards rushing. So, you know, once again, it's a 1-2 combo that's really kind of and trying to wear down this Bearcat defense. But if you're Saltillo offensive, Chisholm only threw it 3 times in the first half, connected on all 3 for 48 yards and threw a touchdown. So if you're Saltillo, you obviously like where you are, up by 9. But you want to be able to make sure you can continue to run that football in the second half. Also mix in a little bit of it through the air, because Chisholm has shown an ability to really throw the football down the field, you know, once they've attempted it.
Corinth up over New Albany 28-14 after 2 quick scores to open the second quarter of play. Jeremy, while we've got a second, let's break away for one more quick ad here before the half and come back to the second half of play here from Baldwyn right after this.
The Baldwyn Hardware and Supply Company, Rex and Diana Coggins, invite you to come by and see their complete lines of hardware and building materials. Their friendly and knowledgeable staff will be pleased to help the contractor and the homeowner with their up-and-coming large inventory of in-stock hardware and building materials, and even those hard-to-find or special order items. They also have a great selection of doors, paint, windows, insulation, hand tools, and mobile home doors. And they also deliver. Baldwyn Hardware and Supply Company, Highway 145 North in Baldwyn.
All the intimate look and feel of a bed and breakfast with the amenities and luxury of a five-star hotel. That's what you'll find at the Cart Barn Inn in Bruce. Great for weekends away, church retreats, family gatherings, or just a great place to stay when you're away from home. A large back porch, peaceful, quiet country setting, and conveniently located on the golf course. When you need a place to stay, our doors are always open at the Cart Barn Inn, next to the golf course in Bruce, or visit us on the web at www.cartbarninn.com.
And welcome back to action. Once again, want to remind everyone, if you would like to be a part of the TV7 sponsor team, you can give us a call at area code 662-983-2801. That's area code 662-983-2801. You can call Ann Morgan, talk to Steve and Chris for more information there. Jeremy, we're getting set to start the second half of play. Baldwyn to kick off, and a great opportunity here for Saltillo to start. Go ahead, putting that nail in the coffin with an early score. Kick is going to be angled to the side, and it's going to bounce and be taken around the 20. Fumbles it, and the smart play there just to keep possession. As a lot of times you see those type plays, when you see a bounce come off, it sort of throws off the return team's defense, but couldn't quite find the handle on it. Kept the possession with the Tigers.
Yeah, Hayes just decided to fall on it. It started at the 18-yard line. So if you're Saltillo, 82 yards to pay dirt, want to come out and really pound that football and run it again. I think they've been most successful sweeping Hayes out wide. He's extremely fast, and Baldwyn doesn't have anybody that can prevent him from turning the corner. Get him on the edge, let him get around the corner, use his speed and pick up some extra yards, because the Bearcats have done a really good job stopping Hayes, and the Tigers' offensive rushing attack up the middle.
First down and 10, as Jeremy said, ball on the 18-yard line, man in motion coming across your screen. Snap back's a good one, going to give to the second man through, and the Bearcats defense is right there on top of things. Number 32 in the backfield disrupting the play and knocks him back for a loss of 3, maybe 4 on the play.
Yeah, and again, you see the Bearcats coming out strong. And defensively, Jordan Cobb, again, we've called his name a lot in the last couple of weeks, the senior defensive end. He's done a great job there, got penetration up the field, and kind of turned Hayes back inside, made the tackle himself. But we talk about winning first down. The Bearcats do a good job. They won first down there, force Hayes back to a loss of 3 yards there. So looking at 2nd and 13, you've got to force Saltillo to throw the football on 2nd and 3rd and long.
Now coming out of the shotgun, as we said, we're going to see numerous sets from Saltillo tonight. Give it to the lone running back in the Baldwyn defense once again. I tell you what, those big guys up front are starting to whoop the offensive line of Saltillo.
Yeah, and again, you've got Jordan Cobb and company doing a tremendous job, and Hayes has this offense going backwards. That time you got another loss of 3 yards. So all of a sudden, you have 3rd and very long for this Saltillo offense. We talked about wanting to come out here for the Tigers and get the football down the field, put a score on the board, and really you kind of put the pressure on Baldwyn. Well, it's kind of shifted a little bit. The Bearcats have come out 2 plays, minus 6 yards against this Saltillo defense. Offense, and all of a sudden you got 3rd and very long for Saltillo, and they need about the 28-yard line to keep this drive alive.
Play action fake. Here come the Bearcats, and they've got him stopped in the backfield. Are they going to stop him inside the end zone for the safety, or they're going to mark him down at the 1? And that is where they're going to put the ball inside the 1-yard line. So I tell you what, here come the Bearcats defense.
No question about it. That's a tremendous way to start the second half of play if you're Baldwyn. You've kind of been beating around all night long defensively. You come out and 17 yards were lost on that possession for the Tigers. You're going to force Chisholm to punt it from the back of his end zone. You should get good field position.
We'll see if they're going to bring any pressure on the punt here, as we have flags down. So hold everything. Maybe too many men on the field here for Baldwyn, as a late flag also comes in from the back judge. And this is apparently going to go against the Bearcats. So once again, when they had them stopped, had them pinned deep, give a little bit of breathing room. And we talked to Coach Perry Lyles, Coach Justin Hollis last week. We're talking about playing with the Bruce Trojans. When you got a chance to go for the kill, don't give them extra breath.
No question about it. You're still going to get good field position if you're Baldwyn, but you don't want to give up even 5 yards. But a great punt by Chisholm, and it's going to flip the field tremendously. What a tremendous punt by Chisholm. That ball's going to get at the 41-yard line. You're looking at a punt of well over 50 yards. And it flipped the field. What you're talking about, if you're Baldwyn thinking you're going to start the possession on your side of the field, and Chisholm changed that drastically. And, again, it seems like every time Saltillo needs a big play, they're able to make it. And you're going to put – Baldwyn's still going to have good field position, but it's about a 20-yard difference.
Absolutely. That was a huge kick, both lengthwise and the simple fact that, as you said, it swings field position.
54-yard punt.
Man in motion for the Bearcats. Give is going to be to the lone running back. He's hit hard, stacked up around the line of scrimmage. Maybe even knocked back for a small loss on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and long now for the Bearcats.
Yeah, that's Estes, just his 2nd carry. We thought he would be a little bit more of a factor in that first half.
Loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, and you're again, 2nd and 11. The Tigers have done a really good job of keeping Baldwyn in 2nd and long all night long, and now you're going to have to force Gaines to try and throw the football. When it's a sure passing down, you can kind of free up the Saltillo defense to pin their ears back.
High snap. Able to get a hand on it, slips off one tackler, runs into a wall. It sort of bounced forward out across the 40, maybe to the 41-yard line for a gain of 2 on the play for the Bearcats. And now, once again, Jeremy, this is what they've been faced with pretty much in this ball game and the last ball game, a 3rd down and long situation here, and that's not really what they want to do. Their offense is really sputtering at best.
And you put more pressure on your offensive line and Tanner Gaines. You've got 3rd and long. You've got to get a shade across midfield to pick up a 1st down. And again, your offensive line has been struggling in pass protection. You've been unable to get Gaines some time to throw the football. So you're really putting your offense in a bind by a couple of runs and relying on them to get 3rd and long.
So 3rd down and 10. Gaines steps over the middle, throws up, and by the time the receiver turned around looking for the football, the ball was on him, so it's going to bring up a 4th and long situation. Punting situation now here for the Bearcats. You take a look at Gaines. Gaines is still holding that lower back. We saw him take a hard hit earlier in the game, and he seems still to be favoring it.
Yeah, and again, Saltillo does a great job defensively, forces another 3-and-out. Baldwyn now 0 for 4 on 3rd downs. That time, Gaines had a receiver down the seams, but again, great coverage. Saltillo decides not to blitz. They blitzed all night long. That 3rd down, they decided to play zone defense. It may have confused Gaines a little bit.
Snap back's a good one. Gaines is going to step into it, and he is going to be lit up. There is a roughing the kicker call, and Gaines, as we talked about, already hurt. And he is slow getting up once again. And so there's a break for the Bearcats, but at the same time, kind of got to hold your breath with your Bearcats because their starting quarterback is, needless to say, sort of getting taken behind the woodshed.
Yeah, he had trouble last week against Boonville. They got after it pretty hard. So Saltillo's done the same thing tonight. And so, again, we talked about it offensively. Got to move the pocket, see if you can get him on the edge and throw the football around. Also, man, when he doubles as the punter, Saltillo kind of pins their ears back. So a good call by the officials there. And if you're Baldwyn, you got a huge break. You're going to have a fresh set of downs inside Tiger territory. This is the time to capitalize. For all the statistics we throw out, for all the negative commentary we talk about, this is only a 9-point game and a touchdown by Baldwyn all of a sudden, and you're right within 1 score.
So fresh set of downs, as you said, Jeremy. 1st and 10. Ball is just across the 45. Pass out to the flats. Great catch. And, man, the defender had slipped down. If he was able to keep his feet underneath him that time, Jeremy, that one had a big play written all over it. There's a little shot of life for those Baldwyn fans across the way. The Bearcats now on the roll and picks up another 1st down as they move the ball out to about the 34-yard line. Would it be a 1st down and 10 situation? Your score 9-0, 7:57 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, good job there by Gaines. Got the ball immediately and got rid of it. If you got to do these timing patterns, Gaines, you can't stand back there in the pocket forever, and did a nice job getting rid of the football. Again, I think the best way this offense is going to work is spread it around, get the ball to Gaines, and start throwing the football, get these short little routes. That was a gain of 10 on the play. A nice job on 1st down.
Give it to the running back. Good penetration in the backfield. Slips off one, but could not bounce off his own lineman that time and bouncing back for a huge loss.
Loss of 12 on the play. Give credit to that Saltillo defense. So it starts with the penetration up the middle, and no matter how good a job the line does on the right side, that left side has a major hole in it. And give credit to the Tiger defense. They did a great job with the penetration. A loss of 12 on the play. So all of that goodwill on the previous first down goes for naught. Now you're looking at 2nd and 22, and they need to get down to about the Saltillo 34-yard line.
So as you said, a 2nd down and 22 situation here. Don't have to get it all in one. You can get it in 2 plays, but got to get a good chunk of it here. Pressure coming off the corner. Steps up once again, runs into his own man. Slips off one, spins off another one. Ball comes free, and it appears Saltillo may have it as there is a scramble for the football underneath that pile. We'll see who comes away with it. Saltillo had a couple of guys around it. And I think right now Gaines just trying to make anything happen, and the Tigers have it. Big break there once again for Saltillo.
Yeah, no question about it. Baldwyn, everything that can go wrong has for Baldwyn. Every time they get a break, you're thinking this could be the chance for them to really get back in the ball game and make this a little more interesting. Give credit to Saltillo. They've done a great job forwarding all of the comeback chances of the Bearcats so far. Now they've got good field position. They've got momentum. This is a chance for them to take it down the field and extend that lead.
That lead is at 9-0 here with 6:26 to play in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10. Give is to the lone running back, and he is powering his way across the 50-yard line. Good hard run that time by the Tigers. Gain of about 3 on the play as they mark him on the other side of the 50. Actually going to give him a gain of 4 as they mark the ball out to the 49. So a pretty good little spot there. I didn't think he quite had that type of momentum going forward as we have a timeout on the field. Official timeout. We'll take it with them. As we said, your score 9-0. Saltillo leads. We'll take it to a break and be back with more here on W07BN MetroCast Channel 98 right after this.
The all-new 2009 Dodge Crew Cab Ram 5.7 Hemi engine. This has the all-new Ram box, the storage compartment here, big enough to put anything you want in here, one on for each side on each fender. Also the cargo management system here in the bed. You can tie down and extend the capacity of it. 2009 Jeep Commander, a 4-door SUV from Jeep. Has 3rd row seating, seats 7 people. You can lay it down if you wanted to for cargo room, or keep it up for seating to accommodate your passengers. And I want to invite everybody to come to Griffin Motor Company. We have great deals on all new and used vehicles, and Griffin Motors wants to be the place you buy your next car or truck.
And welcome back to action. 2nd down here for Saltillo, as once again they give us a different formation look. Pitch out is to Hayes. Hayes looking to get on the corner, nothing doing. Nicely played that time by number 7 for the Bearcats, coming up and making a nice open field tackle.
Yeah, that time Saltillo decides to pitch it on the edge for the Hayes, and the Bearcats are ready for it there. Good job right there with the penetration. Antonio Rucker, number 7, who comes up and runs support from the safety position, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and long for the Tigers. A great play right there by Rucker.
So 3rd down, we'll call it 10 now for the Tigers. Possession down here is the ball that's going to be marked at around the 48-yard line. The high backfield, receiver split in the tight end. Play action fake, going to roll out. Going to try to go up big. Got a player out there, and it's tipped and out of bounds. The camera really didn't want to focus in on it that time. But a big play there by the Baldwyn secondary to break that one up in the last second and force what looks to be a punting situation now out of Saltillo.
Yeah, good job there in coverage, though. But that play started with the penetration of the Bearcats. Chisholm ran into his fullback Tubbs there on the play action. And when he goes around to the right end, had to get rid of it a little earlier than he wanted to. Credit the Bearcats rush in there for getting penetration in the backfield, and good job by the secondary. You see that roll rugby punt right there, and the Bearcats are going to have decent field position. So again, no harm done but unfortunately nothing really gained for the Bearcats. Had the ball inside Saltillo territory, turned the football over. Tigers don't do anything with it, but you a little under 5 minutes to go, you've got to get some momentum, got to get a little offensive consistency out of your troops this possession.
4:57 to go here in the third quarter. We have a 1st down and 10 situation here for the Bearcats. They trail 9-0 to the Saltillo Tigers. We talk about this rivalry that's been heated up. Jeremy, this is another great crowd. We kind of got a rivalry roll going with us this week, or this year so far. Next week, we're going out to Monroe County. We'll have the A game between Amory and Aberdeen.
Yeah, you couldn't have done a better job with the schedule so far. So, we've seen a bunch of really good games between some teams that have a big history of playing some big games. And there you go again. Gaines is a standing target. Saltillo just pinning their ears back and coming right after him because Baldwyn can't run the football. And they haven't been able to run the football all night long. And so now Saltillo's decided they're going to pin their ears back and go right at Gaines, and you get a big sack there. Once again, 2nd and very long.
Yes, Baldwin's got to go get some offensive linemen, if anything, for the longevity of the lifespan of Gaines. He has been beat up, bruised, and broken tonight, and I tell you, he's done everything he can. Right now, this offensive line is letting him down.
Yeah, no question about it. It's that left side. Again, you put him at 2nd and long. Saltillo can once again kind of pin their ears back and come after Gaines.
And that's exactly what they're going to do this time, pass out. And the pass is long. Baldwin fans may have wanted a little pass interference that time, but it looks like both players kind of got tangled up in each other as that pass falls incomplete and bring up a 3rd down and roughly about 15 situation now here for the Bearcats. And I tell you what, another conversion down, Jeremy, and you got to think with that defense, they're got to be tired, so they're just biding their time before Saltillo can strike again.
Yeah, the Bearcats are 0 for 4 on 3rd downs. This would be a great time to pick up your first conversion. With 4 minutes to play, but if you're Baldwyn, though, you just want to keep hanging around, and hopefully you can get it in the 4th quarter and anything can happen.
3rd down, 15. 9-0. Saltillo leads, and we have a flag down, so hold everything. I'll tell you what, this Saltillo team, they're getting physical. They know they can, as you said, pin their ears back and get after them, and they are just loading up, and they are popping this Bearcat team in the mouth.
Yeah, no question about it, but you've got a little overzealousness there, off sides against the Tigers, and that is their 5th penalty of the night.
Marches up now, makes it a 3rd down and 11 situation. But not a bad penalty. It sort of gets in the heads of those offensive linemen. And he's like, wait a minute, I'm sitting on my rear end, and this guy's already get after my quarterback once again. They're going to bring it.
Oh, yeah, no question. They're still going to they're going to come after him. Just a matter of, are they going to bring enough pressure, or are they going to rely on that front 4?
3rd down and 10. Bobble, snap, pressure coming. Gaines avoids it. Gets out of the pocket, scrambling, looking for somewhere to go. Got a pass downfield. It's complete. Tries to break off one, and then here come the Tigers. They close quickly, but Jeremy, they move the chains.
No question about it. What a great job there by Gaines. A bad snap, picked it up, comes near side and finds an open receiver. And give credit to that receiving core. Channing Pinson on the reception there right around the midfield did a good job coming back to his quarterback and making himself a big target, and a nice gain of 16 yards on the play to give the Bearcats a new set of downs.
They're going to spot the ball at the 49-yard line. As Jeremy said, a fresh set of downs. 1st down and 10 to go here for the Bearcats. They're trying to get a little bit of offense going. They trail 9-0 with 3:53 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Once again, Gaines in the backfield. Play action fake, little bubble screen to the outside. Pass is complete. Break it to the corner. Got one man to beat, and that should be a face mask.
They're going to get it. There are 2 flags, though. One that sits at the 44. You're going to get the face mask. So if this stands, this could be a huge play for Baldwyn.
Yeah, that should be of the personal foul variety. We'll see what comes of the meeting of the minds here. And they're not apparently going to call it the personal foul penalty. Or no, excuse me, they actually call that on Baldwyn. So one of the players for Saltillo came to the side, or came out of the play with his helmet off. So hold everything as the officials talking this one over here. As you see the official in the white hat there, Tommy Parker. Face mask and then holding penalty. So they're going to offset.
Well, that's a major win for the Tigers, no question about it.
The ball back to the 49. And a replay of the down.
It'll be like the down never happened.
So, as you said, a major bullet dodge there for the Tigers. And once again, we talked about it in the first half. Will sound like a broken record in the second half. Every time the Bearcats offense gets something going, something just comes out and knocks the wheels out from under them.
Yeah, and you got the holding penalty right in that bubble screen. If not for that, that could have been a huge game. That could have put the football inside the red zone instead. 1st and 10 at the 49.
Once again, play action fake. Looking to dial up big down the sidelines. Got a man. It's caught. It is down past the 20, down around the 15-yard line. And I tell you what, now the Bearcats are starting to see they've got a little speed on to exploit the Saltillo Tiger defense, and they went big a couple of last plays.
No question about it. Good job there. Tanner Gaines caught the football, throws that fade route down the sideline. A big-time gain inside the red zone. Now how big is that penalty? But the Bearcats with their best shot to score tonight.
The Bearcats moving. The ball is actually not spotted on the 15. They moved it inside to the 13-yard line. We're going to be a 1st down and 10 situation here for Tanner Gaines and company. The offense looking for their first touchdown of the season here. Best position so far in the ball game of doing so. There's the give. Run is up the middle and nothing doing as he stopped for maybe a gain of 1. Actually may have knocked him back for a loss, depending on where the line judge comes in. Looks like they're going to spot at the 14, so a loss of 1 on the play. Got to bring up a 2nd down and 11 situation now here for the Bearcats.
Boy, Estes has really had a tough night. 3 carries for -1 yards. Give credit to that Tiger front 4. They've done a great job containing him and not letting him break a couple of tackles, get to that second level. So 2nd down and 11. And I think if you're balling, throw the football. Put some pressure on the secondary a little bit.
That's what's gotten them here. So as they say, dance with the girl you got there with. It's going to be a 2nd down and 11 situation. Snap back, pressure coming, not a lot of it. Gaines rolling out of the pocket, going to tuck, now decides to throw, and it almost was intercepted. Hey, boy, I tell you what, Jeremy, there was a whole lot of white in front of that young man, not a lot of red to be able to pursue that one as he's able to reel it in. I think he saw that and tried to take off before he had it.
Yeah, Gaines had his receiver open. He did a great job avoiding the rush and trying to make something out of nothing. Unfortunately, just didn't put enough air on it. And also was fortunate that he didn't end up with a pick. So now all of a sudden you quickly run yourself into 3rd down. They can still make a 1st down, though. They need to get the ball at the 3-yard line. They don't have to score a touchdown on this play to keep the drive alive. And so obviously the biggest 3rd down of the night. So far the Bearcats just 1 for 5 on 3rd down.
Saltillo fans coming to life below us. Once again, trying to throw that slip screen. And I think Gaines was a little bit too fired up. Saw some pressure coming up the middle and rushed the pass. It falls incomplete. And right now, if you're balling, you've got to go for it. No doubt here.
Well, unfortunately, you just don't. I mean, it would be. You spot the football at the 13-yard line. It would be a 30-yard field goal. I don't know if Coach Gray wants to try that or if he wants to put it in the hands of his quarterback and his offense to see if they can get 10 yards. It looks as though they're going to go for it. This will be the first time they've gone for 4th down tonight. So a major turning point in this ball game. If Saltillo wins, it could really demoralize this Baldwyn offense.
Absolutely. You hear the chance of defense reigning here in front of us. Snap back, quarterback slant over the middle, and it was behind his receiver. We have a flag down, and that could be pass interference, and that is going to be huge.
We'll have to wait for the call, but Baldwyn tried the slant route and Gaines threw it behind his intended receiver. But you're going to get pass interference, half the distance to the goal, and 1st down for Baldwyn. So last couple of big downs, 3rd and long, they convert. 4th down, they get the penalty. So the Bearcats are going to have 1st and goal and their best chance to score tonight.
Absolutely. We've talked about the breaks going against the Bearcats earlier. Now the breaks going in the way of the Bearcats. 1st down, goal to go. 2:05 to go, and the clock rolling as soon as the ball is snapped here. And now we got to see if the Saltillo defense can take a chapter from the Bearcats book and come with a big stop. Give it to the 2nd man through, try to bounce it to the outside, looking for a stiff arm, nothing doing. Bearcat defense all on top of that one.
Yeah, nice job there. Once again, Baldwyn, they haven't been able to run the football all night long. And again, 1st and goal. Baldwyn getting down there and trying to power their way through. Give credit to the Tigers front four defensive. They did a great job with the penetration.
So a stop there, and they knock them back for a loss of 2 on the play. A couple of players heading towards the sideline. Looked like Bearcats may need to take a timeout here. A little confusion looked like 4 came off.
That would be Essex. They reset the play clock, so they get a fresh 25. So shouldn't be in too much of a hurry now. All of a sudden you see.
Now they do have 11.
Now you see Gaines coming in. 12 seconds. Now you may want to kind of get it to the line of scrimmage and get it off. Play clock down to 7 seconds. Bearcats still trying to get set. They need to hurry up and get this play off.
They do snap it with 2 seconds left on the play clock. Rolling out, passes up, and a beautiful play by Saltillo to break that one up at the last second.
Well, Gaines waited too long. He had his man wide open on the post corner route. He had Patterson. He was there. Gaines just didn't throw the football quickly enough and to the corner of the end zone enough. Otherwise, that could have been 6 points. But again, Saltillo comes up with a huge play defensively. And here we are back again, another big 3rd down. If you're Baldwyn, no question, this is 4-down territory.
1:18 to play. Clock is stopped, as Jeremy said. 3rd down and goal to go here for the Bearcats. An offense is looking for their first score of the season. And I'll tell you what, the Saltillo Tigers is not making it easy. And we have a timeout on the field. It's going to be taken by the Saltillo Tigers. Timeout on the field. We're going to take it with them and be back with more here from Baldwyn right after this.
Come by and see the newest hardware and building supply store in Boonville. Rex and Diana Coggins are the new owners of Boonville Hardware and Supply Company, formerly Build and Supply. See their complete lines of hardware and building materials. Their friendly and knowledgeable staff will be pleased to help the contractor and the homeowner with their up-and-coming large inventory of in-stock hardware and building materials, and even those hard to find or special order items. They have a great selection of treated and untreated lumbers, doors, paint, windows, insulation, hand tools, and mobile home doors. And they also deliver. Boonville Hardware and Supply Company, 403 East Church Street, Boonville.
Hi, my name's Micah. Come see us at our store. Thank you.
And welcome back to action. Jeremy, you see the Bearcats in the huddle across the way talking to their coaches here on this 3rd down and goal situation. Jeremy, you pretty much tried everything with the kitchen sink here to get in the end zone. The running game's not there. Passing game is not there. You got to figure Saltillo's going to bring the pressure. What do you do in this situation?
First of all, you can't have Gaines stand back there. The only way you have Gaines stand back there and not move the pocket is if you want to throw a fade right to the corner of the end zone. In this situation, you got to move that pocket. Some people call it the pick play. Offenses like to call it the touchdown play. Move that pocket. Try and see if you can run off a couple of defenders and see if you can get a receiver underneath and try and throw it short and run it in. But I don't think you can stand back and just have Gaines sit there in the pocket. His defense is rearing back too much. They've gotten too much penetration. Bearcats at 1 for 6 on 3rd down.
3rd down, goal to go. Snap back, play action. Looking for someone, no one there. Now scrambling, going to try to get to the outside. Going to tuck it under, and he once again is met rather rudely by Saltillo defense that does not want to let the Bearcats score. And looks like Gaines is once again slow to get up.
Only a gain of 1 on the play, I think. So you got 4th down. So, I mean, I think, Coach Gray, I think you're probably going to kick it. I mean, 6-yard line, it would be a 23-yard field goal if they want to try it.
Question is, do they have the foot to get it there?
Do they have a kicker that can get it there? It's 15 seconds on the play clock, so if you're
apparently they don't have the kicker.
Yeah, if you're Baldwyn, you gotta get it in here again. You gotta throw the football, move that pocket, see if you can get a score on the outside.
Looking for that slant route. Now they're going to go to the corner. Jump ball is out of the back of the end zone, and the Saltillo Tiger defense is held. Now, Jeremy, here's the big question. Your offense is obviously lacking confidence in putting points on the board. That was their best opportunity we've seen from them so far this season. Now, what's the question with the defense? with no offense support behind them.
Well, the one good thing about the defense is the offense has been on the field a lot that drive. So you're figuring for the defense, you hope these guys are a little refreshed and kind of ready to go. You've got Saltillo backed up into their own end zone. So you want to force a 3 and out and keep the field position on your side.
19 seconds to play here in the third quarter. You got to feel like we're going to see a heavy dose of the run here for Saltillo. Pass when they need to, I guess you can say, as we have a stop in the action. And the officials maybe taking some time off the clock here, as they're going to talk this one over. And apparently they're going to not do so. They're going to let the play stand as it is. 19 seconds to go here in the third quarter. 9-0 is your score. So you see Saltillo going to come underneath center. Ball is on the 6. Give is to the second man through. I'll tell you what, if he didn't trip up over his own teammate's feet that time, he had a whole lot of room to run.
Yeah, no question about that. And you're going to have a loss of about 1 on the play, but you're going to have a very happy group of Tigers heading into heading into the fourth quarter. And again, if you're Baldwyn, though, good start defensively. Got to keep Saltillo pinned back.
9-0 your score through 3 quarters of play. Saltillo leads. We're going to take you to a break and be back with more right after this.
Here at Hunter's Holler, we're always striving to serve our customers better.
New Pro Series Easton Saw and X-Press for better service. Factory trained certified mat use technicians for better service.
Newly remodeled clothing racks for better service.
A brand new laser engraver for better service.
At Hunter's Holler, we're a state-of-the-art to serve our customers.
The experts in home health care, Mississippi Home Care, understands there's no place like home. A member of the LHC group, Mississippi Home Care, can help with any medical, social, and therapeutic treatments to help you recover from an illness or injury, or they can assist with daily activities. They have a qualified and caring staff that can provide care for a wide range of medical conditions. If you or a loved one are unable to leave home without a considerable or taxing effort, or under a plan of care established by a physician, or need continual occupational or other therapy, Mississippi Home Care may benefit you. They can also help you live independently with the Phillips Lifeline Medical Alert Service. That's Mississippi Home Care, a member of the LHC group.
And welcome back to action here for Baldwyn. Your score as we start the fourth quarter of play, 9-0, Saltillo leads. Jeremy, they got a long way to go to pay dirt. One thing it can do, if they can march this ball down the field, will eat up a lot of time, putting points on the board, could possibly put this game away.
Yeah, and you've got movement on Saltillo. That's not going to be Baldwyn. That's going to be a 5-yard penalty against Saltillo. You have movement on the offensive line. Well, of course, it's not going to be 5 yards because they're at the 5. It's going to be half the distance. But well, I take that back. They missed the movement on the offensive side.
Yeah, but say there was offensive movement without a doubt. I don't know if there's just one rule that he was invoked by the defense, maybe. But a break there for the Tigers gives a little bit of breathing room. But now the Bearcat defense being called on once again. But if they can get a stop here, the hats off to this Baldwyn defense already for the entire season.
Yeah, they've been out there a long time. Got a little bit of rest that last drive by the Bearcats. And once again, you're going to see a movement inside the neutral zone. This could be, all of a sudden, you could have second and short.
Well, you see them getting kind of antsy here, trying to get in that backfield. Actually going to call this one on the offense. So
I think they got it backwards, but all is right in the world to an extent. You're going to have second and long.
So now negate the penalty from a while ago, and we'll basically have what we started with when we started the fourth quarter, a second down 11 situation here for the Saltillo Tigers. They lead 9-0, and we still have not ticked any time off the clock here in the third quarter. Quitman 28, Louisville 13.
Both teams with 7 penalties on the night.
So Saltillo wants to run the clock here, but the clock is yet to start running. Three receivers set. Give is going to be the lone running back. Slipping his way through the offensive line and battles forward. Gets the ball out across the 5, maybe down to about the 7-yard line. Going to be a third down and long situation here. A must-win situation for the Baldwyn defense.
No question about it. As maligned as your offense has been all night long, if you're the Bearcats, you can keep Saltillo pinned back deep. 2 of 8 on third downs are the Tigers tonight. So if you can keep them pinned back, I mean, although Chisholm boomed one earlier, you should get pretty good field position.
Well, you got to think, is it time to roll the dice and try to go for the block? They're going to roll him out of the pocket. He's going to look downfield. He's got a man wide open. Then it's almost picked off. Well, I'll tell you what, if he doesn't make that tip or near interception by Baldwyn, that's a first down, moving the chains for the Saltillo Tigers. He had a man wide open in the zone that time.
No question about it, but Channing Pinson, holy cow, you got to catch that football. You would have given, I mean, there was a convoy right there in front of him as well, all the defensive linemen chasing Chisholm. If Pinson catches that football, who knows where he ends up, but Baldwyn gets great field position, probably at least starts inside the goal to go.
So we'll see if we get another booming punt here. Snap back, steps into it, rugby style. It's a good one, but it is returnable as it's taken at the 49. Baldwyn trying to get to the outside, looking for a block. Got a corner, looking to turn upfield, get past one man, and is knocked down, but a good return. Bearcats good, great field position, but they've had it before, and we keep talking about it. This Bearcat offense is still just looking for anything positive on the season, as they have been, I guess say, the polite way to say it, lackluster.
Yeah, no question about it, but you give you a little bit of confidence. They moved the football well on that last drive. Did it by throwing the football. Normally, I don't say this, but I think you've got to abandon the run. I think you've got to throw the football. That's your best bet to move it down the field. We always talk about these secondaries. It's without question the weak link of every high school defense. If you can throw the football and move it down the field consistently through the air, you've got great opportunities to put a lot of points on the board. I'm thinking for the Bearcats, take Gaines, move him out around the pocket, and throw the football down the field.
Gaines gets it, pressure coming off the corner, steps up. Jump ball is tipped and knocked away. Well, he went big on first down, not a bad idea. A little bit better protection that time for Gaines, but still pressure coming off the corner. Gaines doesn't get knocked down, but he gets hit.
Yeah, and again, good pressure by Saltillo, again, with the front four. They're doing it without having to send people. Now, the Baldwyn got the matchup they wanted. They got one-on-one on the outside. Couldn't capitalize on it, but again, I think that's their best option. Throw the football down the field, move Gaines outside, move that pocket a little bit, get it to your speed guys on the edge, and then let them make plays.
Sort of that nickel and dime passing game.
No question about it. That's the best one. That's what they've been successful with all night.
Gaines, quick out. That pass is tipped, and a great play that time by number 27. As we talked about, Jamie, the quick out was there, but a great defensive play. That's what you're taught by your defensive coaches. If you can't get to the quarterback, get those big arms in the way and block that passing lane.
Yeah, no question about it. A good job there on the rush in. That was Quad Freeman. We've called his name a couple of times tonight. We highlighted him a little bit coming up when we started this telecast. They've done a really good job just getting the pressure on Gaines all night long, and quickly all of a sudden you're looking at third and long with Baldwyn having great field position. The Bearcats really struggling, just 1 for 7 tonight on third down.
Not a glaring stat you'd like to see if you're a Bearcat fan. Snap back, coming underneath center, pressure coming, lobs it up, and once again, Jeremy, you said it last week. I think you said about this Saltillo defense this week. They're living right because they're getting some big-time breaks and some big-time situations.
No question about it, but give credit to their secondary. We always talk about you got to put some pressure on the secondary. Well, Saltillo's responding. Gaines unable to connect on any of the 3 throws. You got 4th and 10 coming up, but you're in 4-down territory. Got it at the 28-yard line. So, again, you got to throw the football. I will say this. This offense has looked better really on the last 2 drives to the football than they have the first 6 quarters of action trying to be balanced.
4th and a short 10 here for the Bearcats. Gaines gets it, quick step, going to lob it up. Got a man, got the angle on him, and could not reel it in. The defender never saw the football, but reacted to the receiver's motions, watched his eyes the whole time, timed the jump, put the hand up in front of him, and once again, a break for the Saltillo defense.
For Tanner Gaines, there's nothing else you can do. There's
No.
nothing else you can do. He put the football in a perfect place. You just have to get. Sometimes the defense wins, and you have to give credit to the Tigers secondary. They really responded. I love the play calling though by Baldwyn. Continue. You got to throw the football. That's their game, I think, right now. Until they're able to run the football with any consistency, I think they've got to continue to throw the football down the field. And Gaines looked as comfortable in that drive and last drive than as he has all season.
South Panola just missed a 2-point conversion. They trail 21-19 to Mississippi University School. That game on ESPNU tonight. Ball loose on the turf, but the ball bounced right back into the hands of Hayes. He never really got the pitch that time. But as we said, living right in the breaks going the way of the Tigers.
No question. You got a flag about the 33-yard line. That was thrown late after the play was over. Baldwyn Bearcat players are clapping their hands.
Officials talking everything over here. We'll wait the call. Jeremy, as we mentioned, next week we'll be heading to Monroe County for the A game, the A trophy. We do want to remind everyone out in the Monroe County area to check out Monroe 360 and also pick up a copy of the Monroe Journal next week. Brandon Speck has been working hard on that special 18 tab. It's a big ball game out there, a big ball game when two rivals collide like that in Monroe County. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know about you.
Yeah, no question about it. It's again, I'm trying to make my way into all these rivalries around the area, and we've had a bunch of them the last couple of weeks, and next week should be another good one.
Well, Aberdeen, me and Speck have a little wager going. Aberdeen wins by 21 or better. I get no Red Bull for the rest of the month. If they lose, or win by 21 or less, then Speck can't go no more to his beloved Popeyes for the rest of the month. And I just got a text from Neil McCoy. It said, looks like you're going to be hyped up on some energy. So looks like we could be having a little interesting game going in.
That's the last thing we need.
Well, we have a pretty interesting game going out there in Pontotoc.
That's the absolute last thing we need is for you to have any more access to Red Bull.
Me and Coach O keep them in business.
Yeah, I don't think you can compete. Not in that contest.
No.
There may not be a person in the world that can compete in that contest.
My kidneys beg me not to even try. Either way it goes, we do have a ball game going here. Quarterback keeper trying to bounce to the outside. Baldwyn defense. Man, Jeremy, if we had a fantasy football team and I was drafting, I don't know if I wouldn't pick the Baldwyn defense as my first pick in my draft.
They've been really impressive the last couple of weeks, especially when they had to be. They've really kind of bowed up and played well inside the red zone. And again, we talk about all these yards. They allow rushing at times, but it's all about points. It's all about points. They've allowed 16 points, in 7.5 quarters so far, and they've done a tremendous job, really, without any help from their offense.
So it's a third down and long situation now here for the Tigers. Quarterback's going to roll out, look into the flats, nothing there. Now he's going to decide to tuck and run on his own. Going to hit to the sidelines, breaks up the side, and then he goes out of bounds, but still going to be short of the first down. I'll tell you what, I have been impressed by this Saltillo quarterback tonight with his decision-making ability. They talked about hyping up the run, but I tell you what, he's been able to sling the ball around the yard pretty well too.
Yeah, no question about it. Chisholm has done a really, really good job. And did a good job there just getting some yards.
He's a utility guy. He throws the ball, he runs the ball, and now he's going to kick the ball. And we saw a 54-yard punt earlier. He's going to kick it that rugby style, steps into it, and once again a booming kick. It's going to roll inside the 20, down to the 16-yard line. Man, picking our player of the game, there's no doubt.
Yeah, two big punts that have really flipped the field and now puts the pressure back on this ball on offense. Still plenty of time, about 8.5 minutes to play, but you've got to be able to start moving the football. They're running out of possessions and running out of time. And so if you're the Bearcats, this is a possession. You got to go down the field, put some points on the board, then ask your defense one more time to man up and stop the Tiger offense so you can give yourself a little bit of a chance there at the end of the ball game. But this is where if you're balling, this is what you need, that one drive that maybe all of a sudden turns everything around. Got to get some consistency.
Yeah, they have been close each time, I guess you could say, Jeremy. They've been just a step away of drop pass here or there to make it a big play. So you got to think they're due on the offensive end. First down and 10. Givens to the first man through. Slips off one tackle. It's going to break forward. Bounce forward off another one. And it's going to be close to a first down on the play there. Gets the ball out around the 25, so it's going to break up a second down and short situation here for the Tigers. And as soon as we say, sort of put the running game in your back pocket, I think Saltillo was thinking the same thing, and they get busted for a big run there.
Well, Estes with a gain of about 8 on the play. So a good job there picking up positive yardage on first down. But you got to kind of pick up the pace a little bit. You don't want to hurry, but you got to put a little bounce in your step. You're coming up on the 8-minute mark. You need 2 scores right now to win the ball game. So you may want to go to a hurry up offense, no huddle, and see if you can pick up the pace a little bit.
Play clock down to 3 seconds. Now make it 2-1. They do get the snap off. Gaines steps up in the pocket, throws, and his pass is complete. After he juggled it around a little bit, he's able to get the ball out past the 40-yard line. Look out, folks. Here comes the Bearcat offense starting to find some signs of life.
Yeah, that's a strong throw there by Gaines, and a good job by the offensive line. He did a great job protecting, gave Gaines some time, and he found the hole in the zone. Gained of about 17 on the play, and all of a sudden, now near that midfield stripe, got a fresh set of downs.
7:42, the clock is rolling, 9-0. Saltillo leading. Baldwyn looking to go on a drive, as Jeremy mentioned, these 2 scores to get the lead in this one. First down 10, ball at the 41. Givens going to be the first man through. He's hit, spun, it bounces off one, breaks to the outside, out across the 45, down around near the 50. Then we got a late flag coming in, and then another flag comes in after that one. So hold the phone. The Bearcats could be getting another break here.
Yeah, a nice run there by Estes, who we thought was kind of bottled up right there at the line of scrimmage. Breaks the tackle, gets around there, and gained about 7 yards. And where the flag was thrown, you assume it's a personal foul.
Apparently the second flag was just a security napkin that we dropped. And boy, we talked about it, Jeremy, in the first half. Seemed like every time Baldwyn got something going, a penalty or, something would trip them up. And now in the second half, it's been a totally different story. Every time they get something going, the penalties have sort of helped them out here. And that's another case there, but they have yet to be able to capitalize.
Yeah, Saltillo just picked up their 9th penalty in the ballgame for 72 yards. So there's one area of concern if you're the Tigers, and you give Baldwyn great field position, fresh set of downs inside Tiger territory.
And we've got a timeout on the field. 7:24 to play. Timeout taken by Saltillo. We're going to take it with them and be back with more here from Baldwyn right after this.
Boonville Supply Company. Come by and see their complete lines of plumbing and electrical supplies for the contractors and homeowners alike. Their friendly and knowledgeable staff will be pleased to help you with their large inventory of in-stock plumbing and electrical merchandise, and also any special orders that you may need. They have a large selection of electrical wire, plumbing and gas pipe, a large selection of Klein tools, faucets, vanities and cabinets, toilets, tubs and showers, and large and small PVC fittings. On top of this, they also deliver. So visit the Boonville Supply Company, 400 East Church Street in Boonville. Murphy Frame Supply in Bruce, specializing in home framing, industrial plywood, and anything for your lumber needs, for the contractor or individual. From pressure-treated lumber and plywood, including spruce and Arkansas pine, to log cabin siding, doors and windows, and insulation. They also have the hardware you'll need, like nails, fasteners, and drywall supplies. Murphy Frame Supply is located on Highway 32 West in Bruce. See them today or visit mfswood.net for your next construction or lumber project. Murphy Frame Supply.
And welcome back to action. First down and 10 here for the Bearcats. Gaines rolls out, pressure coming, and he is hit and sacked once again. Well, once we talk about the breaks going the way of the Bearcats, the Saltillo Tigers answer. And then once again, the pressure coming off the corner, finishing him off up the middle.
Yeah, good job there. Again, you keep Gaines in the middle of the field. You don't move that pocket at all. He's just standing target. He's had most of his success tonight when he kind of moved that pocket a little bit. But again, give credit to the Tiger defense. Every time you think Baldwyn's maybe starting to get a little bit of a rhythm, they get a big sack, get a big play on first down to kind of disrupt that rhythm a little bit. And now all of a sudden you're second and very long.
Corinth 28-14 over New Albany. As it's a second down and long situation, man in motion, Gaines gets it. We're going to throw that little bubble screen once again, and I really think the pressure and the heat is starting to get to Gaines as he sort of armed that one when he saw pressure coming off the corner.
He's now 7 of 21 for 110 yards through the air, and kind of similar numbers from last week, and you can't short arm that. had a chance to get some positive yardage and maybe get about half of those yards back to give yourself kind of third and manageable. Now it's third and forever, and Baldwyn hasn't been very effective on third down tonight, just 1 for 8. And they need inside the 30-yard line of Saltillo to keep this drive alive.
Well, you're hearing the band getting fired up here. Some of the Saltillo players sort of getting into it on the sideline here with the band. Sort of going ahead, starting to feel the victory, but it's only a 9-0 ball game. 6:35 to go, one big play, and Baldwyn's back in it. Jailbreak that time, and Gaines goes down. And Gaines, rightfully so, is irate. Jeremy, we hate to point out individuals in these games, but the offense, it hangs on the offensive line right now.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give a lot of credit to the Tigers defensively. They've gotten a lot of pressure all night, but Baldwyn struggled last week against Boonville to protect Gaines. Really didn't run the football that well last week. Same story, it's just a different verse tonight. Inability to run the football gives Saltillo a chance to pin their ears back and come after Gaines. And he's a standing target back there all night long. And again, Baldwyn had a little bit of momentum. To give credit to that Tiger defense, they did a great job. Now kind of flipping field position.
Absolutely, we'll keep it here during the heat timeout. Jeremy, let's go ahead and promo our game next week. We'll be on the road, as we talked about, in Monroe County, the A team going to cover the A game, I guess I should say. Jeremy, that's one game that a lot of people probably have Aberdeen being a heavy favorite in. Amory came in, upset Aberdeen late last season, really shuffled up that the playoff standings as Aberdeen went from the top team or second team in the division to number 4. So, as soon as everybody says, well, Aberdeen should roll in this when it's no longer a division matchup, history proves not so fast, my friend.
Yeah, and you believe me, Coach Bird will have those kids ready to play. He's an excellent football coach. Aberdeen certainly has more skill players and more talent, but in these rivalry games, as we talked about, you have to expect the unexpected. And you mentioned last year, believe me, Coach Bird's going to preach that into his kids this year. Look, you have nothing to fear. Beat this team last year in the playoffs, and so if you're Aberdeen, you got to come ready to play.
No pressure coming, and luckily for Gaines that time, as that was a high snap. He actually had the ball, was able to look downfield and then step into it almost as if he was kicking in the backyard that time. If Saltillo brought pressure, Gaines probably just would have spiked the football and said, I'm going to the house.
And he could have actually thrown the football. If you think about it, there were a couple of guys down there. I know he probably didn't want to take the chance because of the field position, but it was such a bizarre scene that he could have actually loaded up and thrown the football down the field. He had 3 or 4 guys just kind of down there hanging out. Punched the ball wisely and did a great job with it. Backs Saltillo up if you're Baldwyn. No question about it. Got to force a 3 and out. You'd love to force a turnover, but you have to force a 3 and out and hope that your offense, with good field position, can finally punch one in.
Well, here is the reason why Neil McCoy of the Miss 98 Scoreboard Show posted that a while ago. At the end of the third quarter, 17-6, Pontotoc leads Aberdeen.
Yeah, and again, you talk all these teams, you never can tell. You never can tell.
Well, that was a highly touted matchup. Talking about the Pontotoc defense versus the Aberdeen high velocity, high scoring offense, and apparently right now, the defense is getting it done.
Yeah, and again, if you're Baldwyn, you got to limit the amount of yards you give up on this play. You expect Saltillo to keep it close to the vest, work on the clock, and then leave it in the hands of their defense, which has been tremendous all night.
Clock is running. Play clock down to 2. Now they snap it off. Under 5 minutes to play. They give us to Hayes. Hayes wisely puts both arms around the football to keep the possession in his favor as the clock now ticks under 5 minutes. 9-0 Saltillo leads, looking to move to 3-0 on the season. We talked about it. A lot of people may have not thought this Saltillo team could be sitting at this point of the season, but hey, a 3-0 team could be a confident team going into the next week and on down the line into the playoffs.
Yeah, and all you need is a little bit of confidence. They've got some talent. Couple that with the amount of confidence they're going to have, especially if they hold on to this coming into Baldwyn, which is a very tough place to play, and getting a big win. That would be huge. You got to convert this tough third down right here. Saltillo 2 for 10 on third downs.
Third, and we'll call it 4. Pitch out to Hayes. Hayes bounces it to the outside, gets a block, going to turn the corner, get upfield and get the first down, and then it's knocked out of bounds. I'll tell you what, I've been impressed by that young man all night.
Yeah, again, he shows you his speed, gets around the corner. Baldwyn doesn't have anybody that can prevent him from getting that corner. It takes it from the 17 up around the 26-yard line to pick up a 9 on the play. And after a really, really fast start, he kind of struggled the last 3 quarters. Baldwyn has done a really good job keeping him in check, but coming up big in his last 2 carries.
So once again, Saltillo going to grind the clock here. Watch the play clock down, click down to that 2 or 3 seconds. 4:06 to play here. Give us to Hayes once again, bounces it, a hard hit right there in the middle. Was able to hold on to the football until like it jarred free for a second. And now the clock will roll, and Baldwyn may have to start considering burning some timeouts.
Yeah, no question about it. You got to stop the clock. But one thing you got to do is you've got to make sure. You've got to make sure that you don't allow Saltillo to get another first down and continue to work on the clock.
Saltillo once again watching the play clock. Clock down to 3:30. Play clock down to 5 seconds. Now steps underneath center. Gets the snap off with 2 seconds left on the clock. There's the give to the second lone running back this time. Bounces up, and Jeremy, smart play. Did not go out of bounds, kept the ball inbounds and kept fighting forward and keeps the clock rolling here. I'll tell you what, one more first down and that could do it.
Yeah, you're looking at about 3:14. And we talk about this Bearcat defense. We mentioned fatigue last week. Would they get fatigue? Kind of have to start wondering right now. They've been on the field for an awful long time tonight. You continue to fight and claw and scratch as hard as this team has. Eventually, if you don't get much help, things are going to kind of collapse on you. Just wonder if they're a little fatigued right now. They've done a great job all night. Try to, again, kind of reach down and see if you can pull something out. You got to try and see if you can force a turnover.
First down and 10. Ball just shy of the 40. Give is going to be to the lone man and the running back. And he fights his way out across the 45, down around the 46-yard line. And another solid pickup. And I think right now you're starting to see a deflated defense sort of saying, look, we did everything we could. We got nothing left in the tank.
Yeah, defensively, you can't ask for anything more for the Bearcats. Just like last week, their defense has shown up the first 2 weeks. Unfortunately, it's taken a while for their offense to kind of get in gear. And if you're Saltillo, you got to give credit to their offensive line. They're doing exactly what you have to do in this situation. You got to pound on that defensive line and work them a little bit and get 5 or 6 yards on first down. Then the game clock really becomes your friend.
Coming up on 2 minutes to play, Give is to the lone back once again, breaks it to the outside, he's got a lot of green grass, one man to beat out across the 40, and I'll tell you what, Saltillo saying, here's where we're going, do something about it, but we do have a flag down.
Yeah, you could be thrown in the vicinity of holding, and Drew Chisholm kind of grabbed his helmet in disgust, maybe coming back.
And that is the case. It did show holding on the offense, so a tough break there, Jeremy. That one put the nail in the coffin, but the Hammer kind of pried it free there with the penalty flag.
Yeah, that's the 10th penalty tonight for 82 yards if you're Saltillo. So, again, they played well at times, but one thing you got to limit those penalties. And again, you could have had a first down deep inside Bearcat territory. Now you got second and about 7 to try to get the first down.
31-14, Lafayette leads Oxford in a ball game that was close earlier. And now Saltillo with the football once again, watching the clock. 1:53 and counting here. Play clock coming up on 10 seconds. Baldwyn, not for sure how many timeouts they have left. I don't remember burning many, if any, here in the second half. Finally gets the snap off, give it to the lone running back. Sidesteps one, hit hard, and drives out to about the original line of scrimmage here. And I don't know if you're Baldwyn, if you don't take a timeout now, stop the clock and try to get the ball back here, as it'll be a third down and long situation.
Yeah, and if you're Saltillo, obviously you just want to keep pounding that clock away. They just now snap it into play, so you can take this thing well under a minute before you have to snap the ball. And they don't show the timeouts on the scoreboard, so we're not sure how many timeouts the Bearcats have. I would assume they probably don't have any left.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
you'd be burning them right now.
They would be calling them. But, so if you're Saltillo, you're well in the driver's seat. You probably could just take a knee if you wanted to.
Saltillo will give it to the lone running back. He cuts back across the green, bites forward, bouncing, and that is going to do it. As it appears, Saltillo is going to go to 3-0 in the season. Or excuse me, now it appears that Baldwyn's going to burn their timeout here and force them to punt it away here on 4th down and maybe see if they can't get a big return, if not a broken play, and return it for a touchdown.
Yeah, with 41 seconds, you got to send 10 men and try to block the punt and leave your punt returner back there and see if he can catch it, if you can't block it, and make some adjustments and see if you can kind of get through the coverage. And so with 41 seconds, though, it kind of really simple strategy for both clubs. For Saltillo, you want to get it back to Chisholm, just tell them to kick it. Just kick it as soon as you catch it. Don't worry about trying to take your steps and get off a good one. You just want to get it away, get it in the air, let the clock run, and force the Bearcats to move the football down the field.
Absolutely. I don't know if you don't settle the block here and just roll the dice, go all for nothing, and see if you can't get a block. Because as we said, even if they do get the ball back in decent field position, you know they're going to bring the heat because they have no problem harassing Gaines all night. And flags down now before we even got anything in motion. And apparently too many men on the field.
Illegal substitution, so it won't give Saltillo a first down, but it's going to make it 4th and 1. He's still going to punt the football, but the 8th penalty on the night for the Bearcats.
So Chisholm will drop back to kick this one away, and he has had some booming kicks tonight. Snapback's a good one. He's going to run to the side. Rugby style kick it, pooch kick, beautiful kick once again. Going to hit and actually take a spin backwards into a Saltillo player to be down at the 26-yard line. Actually, he's going to pick it up, and this don't matter here as one of the players touches. So he's running for nothing and finally goes down. So the ball is down at the 26-yard line. That's where the Saltillo player touched it, and that's where the official is standing right now. And no whistle was blown, though.
Yeah, that's on the officials. You got to start running around, blowing the whistle, telling these guys to stop it. That play took them about 19 seconds.
Be interested to see if they put any more time on the clock here, as the officials do gather around the 15 to talk this one over. And one official is going to say the ball was touched at the 26, and that's where the yard marker is right now. And now, Jeremy, as you said, the question is, do they put any time on the clock, as that play took off about 19 seconds off the clock here. And they are moving the ball up to the 26 instead of it being inside the 1. Interesting ball game going on right now at Nettleton. Hamilton 14, Nettleton 14, 9:44 to go in the 4th quarter. No time right now has been added to the clock. 22 seconds left to play here. Time enough to get the band on the field, heave up a pass, and see if you can't run through the Tuba player to score. Gaines awaiting the snap. Like we have movement early. Nothing thrown. He's going to take a drive to throw this one as big as he can. And once again, Jeremy, what can we say about this secondary for Saltillo? They have been tested, and they have answered the bell.
Yeah, they've done a great job all night. And Gaines, good throw. And Patterson was there. I mean, he had a chance to catch the football. Just couldn't corral it, and a lot of that had to do with the coverage of the Tigers on the play. It takes up about 7 seconds. And so if you're Saltillo, rush 3, drop back 8.
Baldwyn, the number 1 team in 1A, will keep that positioning as they pick up a 13-9 win over East Webster. Remind you can check out all these stories and more, and throughout the week I'll link scores and stories from new paper throughout the state at goresports.net. That's goresports.net. You want to be sure and check that one out. Throw down the sideline, and that one was picked off, but he dropped it. And once again, Gaines picking himself off the turf. And, man, he is going to need the whirlpool tonight, Jeremy.
Yeah, this offense, they've really stuttered at times, but you have to give a lot of credit to this Tigers defense, especially up front. They have worn that offensive line out, and if you're Gaines, you're just thinking, good heavens. I mean, you're 7 for 23, and a lot of those some of those haven't been your fault, but you need some more time to throw than what he's got in the last 2 weeks. Yeah,
that's going to be one thing that I would not want to be a offensive lineman, or at least a starting offensive lineman, because you got to think there's got to be some starting positions that could be coming open here for somebody who wants to show that they can come out and protect Gaines a little bit better than he has been these last 2 games. Flags fly. Delay of game on the Bearcats, so pour salt in the wound, if you will, here for the Bearcats. 10 seconds left to play. Gaines limping his way back to get the loose ball on the snap, and they're going to back him up here.
9 penalties for 45 yards on the night after Baldwyn. So we've seen some sloppy play.
As the wave was attempted here in front of us. And this is going to be a 3rd down and 15, 9 seconds to go here. Gaines gets the snap, throws up, and that pass was in his hands. He was looking to go before he did anything, and guess who's picking himself up off the ground again? That's Tanner Gaines.
Well, the Gaines is going to have another 4th down, and one thing Gaines is probably going to have a good feeling of when this game finally ends, so he doesn't have to face that pass rush anymore. They have been relentless all night long, and again, really hasn't been helped out by his receivers. Gaines at times, he's been erratic, but other times his receivers haven't helped him out when he's put the ball right there.
So we've got 6 seconds to play. This is a 4th down and 15 situation now here for the Bearcats. Figure it's going to be one last heave here in this one and see what you can make happen. Instead, they're going to keep it on the ground. Flags fly. As they were just going to try to mercifully run the clock out here. 1.8 seconds left to go in this one. Jeremy, your final thoughts on tonight's contest?
I think you have to give a lot of credit to the defensive front. There's no question about it. I mean, Gaines had little time to throw all night long, and even when he did, he didn't have much success throwing the ball down the field. But you have to, again, give credit to this Bearcat defense. They kept their ball club in the game all night long. Unfortunately, they just didn't get any help from the offense. And so, again, you got to go back to the drawing board and try to find something about these first 2 games offensively that you like, that you can find some consistency in. Otherwise, it's going to continue to be a really long year.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. It all starts with the offensive line. That's I hate to say it that way, and you hate to point out individuals, but if you got to call somebody out, if you're the coaching staff, you got to challenge this offensive line saying, look, you guys have got it handed to you these last 2 games. You've got to step up, and you've got to help us win ball games. Well, this will be the victory kneel here for the Tigers as they'll move to 3-0 on the season. And there is the knee, and that's your ball game. Your final score, as you see Chisholm celebrating. 9-0, Saltillo defeats the Baldwyn Bearcats. And Jeremy, I don't think there's any doubt Chisholm, our player of the game.
Yeah, Chisholm did a great job engineering the offense. Only threw it 5 times, included 3 for 48 yards and a touchdown. And on the night had 29 yards on the ground. So not a great night for him stat-wise, but he managed the game, made a lot of plays when he needed to. And don't forget his contribution to the kicking game. 2 big punts, both over 50 yards tonight. They came at crucial times, flipped the field position battle. and was a big reason why this Tigers team came into Baldwyn, a tough place to play, and got a hard-fought victory 9-0.
We want to say a good night to Bobby Pepper. He came up tonight, was in the crow's nest with us. A little bit skittish of the heights, but he stuck it out with us here in the second half. And Jeremy, as we said, next week we're heading to Monroe County for the A game. So you'll want to be sure and stay tuned for that next week. It'll be here at 1 o'clock. Stay tuned. Next coming up will be the South Pontotoc versus Hulka ball game at 4 p.m. We're going to take you to a break, and we come back with more here on W07BN right after this.
I'd like to begin tonight with a little joke. This guy, he's a farmer, and he says, hey, hello, sorry. But seriously, folks.
Speaking in public is no joke.
Doctor says, chicken says...
For help, call Toastmasters, the public speaking support group.
The chicken.
Welcome to Aberdeen Antiques. I'm Linda Dodd. After having an antique business 11 years in Tennessee, I opened in downtown Aberdeen a year ago. I specialize in quality antique furniture, sterling, glassware, artwork, clocks, and a variety of antique accessories. Antiques have a craftsmanship and quality that you just don't find in newer items. Buying antiques is not only a good investment, but it's the ultimate in recycling. Visit Aberdeen Antiques soon. Hours 10 to 5, closed Tuesday and Sunday. Thank you.
And we're talking to the W07BN player of the game, Drew Chisholm. Drew, a big win, 3-0 in the season. How's it feel?
It's amazing, man. It's great for the team, great for the community. Coaches, they've been striving for it. We've been striving for it all year. You know, this is what we want to do. We want to open up and give back to what we've been given. And it's just an amazing feeling, man.
All right, your defense gave you a safety early, but you drove down the field, got a big touchdown pass. Take us through that play.
Lord, defense, when they stepped up and did that, you know, they gave us the momentum we needed. And I mean, our offensive line, they stepped up and they gave us the drive we needed to get down there. And Craig, and when I threw the touchdown pass to him, he ran his route to perfection, got open. All I had to do was put it in his hands. He ran under.
All right, man, let's talk about next week. I know you want to live in the moment right now. Talk about us taking this wave of momentum now, 3-0. It's been a long time since Saltillo's been to that 3-0 mark. Talk about just using that momentum and working towards next week.
Well, we got a motto, strive off victory. And so far we've been doing that. You know, started out with the more of a win and carried over to tonight. And right now we just beat a good ball team. You know, they're gonna be hard, they're gonna be solid. So we're gonna try to build off this and take it over into next week. Hopefully come out with the same results.
All right, Drew, once again, our W07BN player of the game. Congratulations and good luck next week.
Thank you, sir.
Coach May got the Gatorade bath after the game. It's got to feel good. Saltillo Tigers moved to 3-0 in the season with a 9-0 win over a Baldwyn team. A rivalry game. Talk about the game tonight.
Well, big North Lee County rivalry. It lived up to its billing, and I can't say enough about my defense. My defense is giving my offense some opportunities, and the offense are doing their job. And like I say, it was a good game to watch, especially for our fans. I know they're, you know, not so happy, but and they'll win their bunch. Like I say, they'll do good in their division and finish out. We're just proud to be 3-0.
Gotcha, Coach. You talk about the play of the defense. They played well. Baldwyn's defense, man, you got to give hats off. They get scrapped all the way to the end.
Oh, Lord. They give us fits their second half, and I can't say enough about 22, the Lindsay kid. He's exceptional, but he's exceptional because of some kids around him. They got some good players, and always got great athletes, and they do a good job. They're well coached, and like I say, we're just fortunate to get out of here with a win.
Well, Coach, your defense gave you a safety early. Chisholm drove down the field, put you a touchdown on the board after that. Talk about the play of Drew tonight. Drew,
once again, he's making the right decisions. He's making sound decisions and running the ball when he needs to, and throwing it when he needs to, and he's directing the offense, and he's doing what we expect him to do.
All right, Coach, I know this is a big win tonight. You want to celebrate the weekend. Where do you guys go next, and what are you going to take this 3-0 momentum to build towards next week?
We got Boonville coming to Saltillo next week, Coach Drury, and you know, enough said about that. He's a legend in his own, and they're going to be tough. They're going to be well coached. You can't make mistakes against them. They're going to play us hard, and it's going to be a great ball game. We just got to do our things right and take care of ourselves, and do well in practice this week and use this and build on another one. Just take it week at a time. Take it week at a time.
All right, Coach, congratulations. Move to 3-0 in the season. As you said, Boonville next week. A long weekend to enjoy this win, but I know come Sunday, Monday, you're going to be back to the grind and ready for the Blue Devils.
That's right. We're ready for them to come on down to Saltillo and have a great game.
For the past 50 years, Waller Incorporated and Bruce Telephone Company have been dedicated to bringing new technology to rural areas. Bruce Telephone is in the process of installing miles of fiber optic cable to ensure our telephone systems are problem-free. And we are now offering new telephone services like our new enhanced custom calling feature packages for a low monthly rate. Call or come see us at Waller Incorporated if you have any questions about our phone, paging, or internet services. Bruce Telephone Company, Singular Wireless, Waller Wireless, and Delta Telepage, bringing new technology from the folks you know.
Do you know your Good Neighbor Pharmacy? If not, let me tell you about him. For over 17 years, he has been serving this area and his customers with all their health care needs. When you visit him or his staff, you will always receive friendly, courteous service. Your prescriptions are always at his fingertips because they are stored on computer. He is always there to answer any questions that might arise regarding your prescriptions. If you would like to know who your Good Neighbor Pharmacist is, it is none other than Andy Stepp of Step Saver Pharmacy. Go by and see Andy. Your health is his business. Step Saver Pharmacy, north of the square in Bruce. Call 983-4011.
Weyerhaeuser, a company who cares about our youth, tomorrow's future. The Weyerhaeuser Foundation has promoted educational growth through their grant, scholarship, and other resources. Weyerhaeuser salutes all of our schools, both academically and athletically. With a workforce of over 250, Weyerhaeuser remains a solid leader in our economic future. Our young people are the future, leading the way for tomorrow's growth. Weyerhaeuser Company, where money grows in trees. Now at Brazier's Home Furnishings in Bruce, you'll find the all-new Kids Alley. They've got your kids covered with a brand new room of bunk beds, captain's beds, dollhouse loft beds, lamps, chairs, ottomans, and comforter sets. Also check out the new iZone bedroom group with an audio hub on the headboard for your MP3 player and speakers for listening fun. All the latest designs in children's furniture at the all-new Kids Alley, only at Brazier's Home Furnishings in Bruce. With the school year comes many formal opportunities for you to shine. Whether it's homecoming, a formal dance, a beauty review, or even prom, Bonnie's Pageant and Formal Fashions of Bruce has the dress you're looking for. They can help make your special occasion even more special. And don't forget their bridal selections and wedding attire. From the bride to the bridesmaid, even to the flower girls, you'll want to dress your best for the occasion. So visit Bonnie's Fashions, Highway 32 East in Bruce.
Here's something that'll make you smile. It's Summit Checking from M&F Bank. The checking account with a rate that's more than great. The checking account that keeps you smiling. With benefits like free ATMs nationwide, no monthly service charge, and free online banking with bill pay. And don't forget the rate that tops it all off. Check with your local M&F branch for details on Summit Checking. M&F Bank, exceeding expectations every day.
Money Connection, where you will find money available for any worthwhile purpose. Money Connection has the money available to meet your individual needs. Connect to the people who know the finance business. Barbara Winter, manager, and Linda Hare, assistant manager, have 50 years combined experience in the area of financing. See the people at Money Connection, located on the square in Bruce. Call 983-7784.
Planning a home project? Spratton Building Supply in Bruce is your one-stop shop for all your building material needs. They've expanded their lot in order to carry more supplies for your home or business. All type of lumber, frames, and fitting, anything you need for repair. They have one of the largest inventories around. Spratton Building Supply is committed to serving this area for any type of fix-it-up job or construction from the ground up. They offer fast service on special orders. Visa and MasterCard accepted. Delivery services available. They are locally owned and operated. Spratton Building Supply in Bruce. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Coaches Show.
I'm Adam Gore. This is the illustrious Jeremy Kennedy here tonight. Jeremy, another exciting night of football. We had another exciting ball game that you and I covered, and tons of action throughout the Northeast Mississippi area. Some surprising ones, some games that went the way we thought it would. Just another Friday night in Northeast Mississippi.
Just another Friday night. Had a lot of good football games tonight. The surprises, both not only with individual games tonight, but teams as well, is a big part of what we'll be talking about tonight. I'm going to be breaking down a lot of really interesting matchups, looking ahead to some interesting matchups next week, and also touching on a few matchups that maybe didn't get the hype tonight that they've normally gotten in the last few years. But you're right. Still kind of working out some of those kinks, a lot of teams. You're still seeing some sloppy play throughout the area, so it's gonna be, I think, maybe about another week before we start to really see these kids kind of get into a full-fledged rhythm.
Absolutely. Let's go over some of the scores from the viewing area first, and then later in the show we'll talk about some of the scores throughout the area that sort of jumped out to us. Ackerman takes care of Bruce 61-18. Belmont defeats Tishomingo County 28-12. Boonville 23-13 winners over Center Hill. Corinth downs New Albany 35-20, and then you've got Hatley over Thrasher 56-0. Hebron Christian defeats West Memphis, Arkansas 35-30. Houston gets a 18-12 win over Okolona, and Lafayette beats Oxford in the Crosstown Classic 31-21. And Jeremy, you got a list of scores there also.
Yeah, some of those scores in our viewing area. Well, two that we're going to start out with that are not in our viewing area. Moorville beat Manatchee 28-7, and maybe a surprise, maybe not. We'll talk about that in a second. MUS out of Tennessee, Memphis University School, beat South Panola 21-19. They led 21-0, and then South Panola made it a pretty good game towards the end. Nettleton defeats Hamilton 21-14. New Hope over Amory 42-7. North Pontotoc, the Vikings are 3-0. They defeat Kasuth 35-21. Pontotoc defeats Aberdeen 24-14. Saltillo upends Baldwyn 9-0. That's the game Adam and I were covering. South Pontotoc defeats Holka 41-6. TCPS over H.W. Byers 39-20. Shaw defeats Coalhoma AHS 62-6. Vardaman over East Webster 13-9. Victory Christian defeats New Life 69-16. Walnut a winner 35-12 over Alcorn Central. Wheeler in a battle of, I believe this is basketball schools in the past, now playing football, 37-0 over New Site. West Point knocks off Columbus 24-6. Morton over Coffeyville 49-7, and Water Valley knocking off Calhoun City 35-0.
Yeah, that's kind of a shocker there. I got a couple of scores I'm going to throw out real quick. Charleston 36-0 winners over West Tallahatchie, and then you've got Eupora 14-0 winners over Winona. Grenada picks up a 26-13 win over Kosciuszko. Itawamba AHS 35-13 winners over Tupelo. And Jackson Prep, 1 point better than Brett Favre's nephew. Jackson Prep 21, St. Stanislaus 20. Jeremy, any of those scores that sort of jump out to you that right away that you can think of?
Oh, there are a bunch, and it's the last one that I gave. Water Valley 35, Calhoun City 0. We talked about when we did our preview show this year, would Calhoun City have a little bit of that hunger? Would they have that desire to take what they did last year and and move that forward and continue to play well? A 1-2 start so far. I know you kind of bring up, look, they're still young, they move up a classification, not to worry, but 35-0.
Well, the thing about it is Water Valley's a lot better than they showed in that Coffeyville game. They've got D.C. Logan, who is a great running back. Calhoun City's defense has been suspect to the run in the first two games, and a guy like D.C. Logan that I compare to a Richard Freeland from Bruce last year. Big, strong, physical runner, likes to get on the corners, got speed to burn, or he can run between guards and run over you.
Yeah, I can see that, but I think most folks would probably tell you that 35-0 wouldn't be exactly the score they would pick. But I know, like I said, and some people we're talking to tonight, that you definitely kind of made the Calhoun City faithful feel much better in reminding them that I think was it 2 of the last 3 years they've started slow, ended pretty well.
Yeah, so you look at it last year, they lost the upset to Vardaman. Where did they end up? They ended up
in Jackson,
touchdown, a slip down for winning the state championship in 1A last year. Calhoun City will get on track. They have some injury early, some J.R. Jennings is shaken up. They lost Tay Lawrence to a broken ankle. He's out to 6 to 8 weeks. So the ship will be righted. Don't count off the Wildcats just yet. So it'll come around. But the game that we went to, Jeremy, it was a defensive struggle. But for one team, it was an offensive struggle, and that team, unfortunately, was the Baldwyn Bearcats. If you're a Bearcat fan, 9-0 our final in a game that really just, I feel sorry for Tanner Gaines.
Yeah, it was a mirror image of last week's game against Boonville. The offensive line was the story again for the Bearcat offense, unable to establish any kind of running game whatsoever. They got no push on the Saltillo front four all night long. Consequently, you're going to put Gaines and company in second and third long all night long. And we saw it with Boonville. We saw it again tonight with Saltillo. Anytime you get a second and third and long defense, you're going to pin your ears back. You're going to come right for the quarterback. And Baldwyn has had trouble last 2 weeks protecting the quarterback. And consequently, Gaines' numbers have looked worse than what you actually believe. Gaines is only completing about 33% of his passes the last 2 weeks, but he's much better than a 1 out of 3 passer. Unfortunately, he hasn't had time, and when he has, he hasn't gotten much help from his receivers down the field. But Baldwyn has got to find a solution for this offense because their defense once again played extremely well, kept Baldwyn in the ball game. But you can't expect these kids to do this week in, week out without any help from the offense.
Absolutely. I mean, if they had any type of offensive charge, we would be talking about one of the most dominant teams right now in 2A.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team defensively, and they're not any bigger defensively than they are offensively. Obviously, I mean, most of these kids are playing both ways, but for whatever reason, these same kids that are playing up front defensively aren't getting the job done offensively. Give a lot of credit to the Tigers defense tonight and to the Boonville front four last week. No question about it. That does play a role. But once is a coincidence, twice is a trend as far as I'm concerned. And this is a team that has to find a quick solution to a glaring problem, or they're going to struggle all year long trying to move the football.
Absolutely. And a stat that really sort of jumped out at me, Steve-O, if you would be getting that interview queued up here shortly, but a stat that really stands out at the end of the night, minus 45 yards on sacks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here writing these stats down all night long. I'm thinking, geez, this has got to be kidding me. Minus 15, minus 10. You tally it up, Baldwyn has minus 42 yards rushing on the night, and minus 45 of that has come straight from the sacks. What that tells you is that they got a grand total of 6 yards outside of that rushing the football. Yeah. And so you can't win like that.
Absolutely. We do have a couple of interviews from the game from our player of the game, Drew Chisholm, and also Coach May as well. Let's go to those interviews now if we can.
Again, you're talking about a bunch of 9th and 10th graders. We got 30 9th and 10th graders on a team of 37.
That's amazing, man. It's great for the team, great for the community. Coaches, they've been striving for it. We're just striving for it all year. This is what we want to do. We want to open up and give back to what we've been given. And it's just this amazing feeling, man.
All right, your defense gave you a safety early, but you drove down the field, got a big touchdown pass. Take us through that play.
Lord, defense, when they stepped up and did that, they gave us the momentum we needed. And, the offensive line, they stepped up and they gave us the drive we needed to get down there. And Craig, the one I threw the touchdown pass to, he got Brandon's route to perfection, got open. All I had to do was put it in his hands. He ran under.
All right, man, let's talk about next week. I know you want to live in the moment right now. Talk about us taking this wave of momentum now, 3-0. It's been a long time since Saltillo's been to that 3-0 mark. Talk about just using that momentum and working towards next week.
Well, we got a motto, strive off victory. And so far we've been doing it. Started out with the Moorville win, carried over to tonight. And right now we just beat a good ball team. They're going to be hard, they're going to be solid. So we're going to try to build off this and take it over into next week. Hopefully come out with the same results.
All right, Drew, once again, our W07BN player of the game. Congratulations and good luck next week.
Thank you, sir.
Coach May got the Gatorade bath after the game. It's got to feel good. Saltillo Tigers moved to 3-0 in the season with a 9-0 win over a Baldwyn team. Rivalry game. Talk about the game tonight.
Well, big North Lee County rivalry. It lived up to its billing, and I can't say enough about my defense. My defense is giving my offense some opportunities, and the offense are doing their job. And like I say, it was a good game to watch, especially for our fans. I know they're not so happy, but and they'll win their bunch. Like I say, they'll do good in their division and finish out. We're just proud to be 3-0.
Gotcha, Coach. You talk about the play of the defense. They played well. Baldwyn's defense, man, you got to give hats off. They get scrapped all the way to the end.
Oh, Lord. They give us fits their second half, and I can't say enough about 22, the Lindsay kid. He's exceptional, but he's exceptional because of some kids around him. They got some good players, and always got great athletes, and they do a good job. They're well coached, and like I say, we're just fortunate to get out here with a win.
Well, Coach, your defense gave you a safety early. Chisholm drove down the field, put you a touchdown on the board after that. Talk about the play of Drew tonight.
Drew, once again, he's making the right decisions. He's making sound decisions and running the ball when he needs to, and throwing it when he needs to, and he's directing the offense, and he's doing what we expect him to do.
All right, Coach, I know this is a big win tonight. You want to celebrate the weekend. Where do you guys go next, and what are you going to take this 3-0 momentum to build towards next week?
We got Boonville coming to Saltillo next week, Coach Drury, and enough said about that. He's a legend of his own, and they're going to be tough. They're going to be well coached. You can't make mistakes against them. They're going to play us hard, and it's going to be a great ball game. We just got to do our things right and take care of ourselves, and do well in practice this week, and use this and build on another one. Just take it week at a time.
All right, Coach, congratulations. Move to 3-0 in the season. As you said, Boonville next week. A long weekend to enjoy this win, but I know come Sunday, Monday, you're going to be back to the grind and ready for the Blue Devils.
That's right. We're ready for them to come on down to Saltillo and have a great game.
They're very confident Saltillo bunch. They moved to 3-0 to the season. A good start for the Tigers there. They move up a classification to Class 5A. Team that's sort of catching everybody by surprise.
Yeah, they really are. As a matter of fact, after the ball game, the huge Saltillo contingent was there, and I actually had a couple people say, this is really surprising. This is really, really surprising. So I think that with the great turnout they had tonight, that this is kind of catching on a little bit, and it's a huge football game next Friday night when they have Boonville. If they were able to win that one and go to 4-0, and you have to look out for Saltillo anyway, but if they beat Boonville and go 4-0, this is a team I think that will start catching waves all across the state in that classification.
Absolutely. Boonville was 23-13 winners over Center Hill, so both those teams will go into that game undefeated. We owe you a commercial break, so we're going to take you to a few breaks, hear a few words from our sponsors. When we come down, we'll run down more scores from throughout the area when we come back. But before we do that, let's hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this.
The professional trucking center for this area is Parker Brothers Used Trucks, sales, service, and parts. For all makes and models, large inventory of late models on the lot. Parker Brothers has over 30 acres of salvage trucks, one of the largest in the state. They can special order any part on the market. 24-hour, 7-day-a-week wrecker service featuring 2 hydraulic wreckers to meet any need. Since 1981, Parker Brothers has excelled in providing their customers with the best service in the business. Their professional, friendly staff invite you to see them today. Parker Brothers Used Trucks, sales, service, parts. Highway 8 East in Derma, between Calhoun City and Houston.
Hawkins Home and Auto Center is your Western auto store in Calhoun City. Just for you, Hawkins Home and Auto Center has washer, dryer, stove, refrigerator, freezers, Frigidaire and Whirlpool brands, Poland Pro riding mowers and push lawn mowers, multi-mile and Federal tires for your car or truck. And we have a complete discount auto parts store inside your Western Auto. We are just for you at Hawkins Home and Auto Center, Highway 8 East in Calhoun City.
This is a new 4-door Jeep Wrangler. This is a right-hand drive for people that have post office or rural mail routes. Griffin Motors keeps this Jeep in stock and has both new and program models in stock. The 09 Dodge Caliber, 30 miles to the gallon in a nice 4-door sedan car here. We have the Dodge Chargers here, the RTs, and the SXTs, both with the V6 and the V8 Hemi engines. We have the Chrysler Sebring, 09 models. You can buy this car for $20,192 plus 0% interest. 30 miles to the gallon on the Chrysler Sebrings. Really, really nice car, great fuel mileage, great price. Lifetime warranty on this car, plus a great low price of $20,000. And I want to invite everybody to come to Griffin Motor Company. We have great deals on all new and used vehicles, and Griffin Motors wants to be the place you buy your next car or truck.
And welcome back to the Coach's Show. I'm Adam Gore, co-host Jeremy Kennedy. And real quick, we're going to take a look at the Monroe County scores. Hatley defeats Thrasher 56-0. Nettleton gets a winner in overtime. 21-14 over Hamilton. New Hope over Amory, 42-7. And Pontotoc gets the shocker, I guess you can say, a 24-14 win over Aberdeen, and that means Brandon Speck will not be eating any Popeye's chicken for the rest of this month. And speak of the devil, he shall appear. Brandon Speck of the Monroe Journal, Monroe360.com is on the line. Brandon, always a busy night for you in Monroe County. Let's talk about some of the action tonight. Let's start with the Hatley Tigers. I believe they moved to 3-0 with the big win over Thrasher.
They do move to 3-0, guys. I've heard a lot of numbers tossed about, but those guys actually won 2 games in the past 4 seasons. They've got 3 wins this year, so they're putting up 53 points a game. So we'll see if the schedule gets tougher. What happens with those guys?
Well, I think they've got Hamilton next week, so that'll be a big battle there in Monroe County. You've actually got your hands full next week also. Amory and Aberdeen taking on each other. Hamilton dropped a 21-14 loss to Nelton in overtime. Talk about that game. I believe you was there for that one.
Yeah, I was in Nelton for that one. Hamilton's actually lost to it the first couple of the season, and they lost to Smithville by a point 2 weeks ago, and then in overtime by a touchdown tonight. So they're real close to 2-0. Nelton, if Nelton would play 4 quarters, they could probably put up 50 points a game, but those guys seem to start at about the 4th quarter. So if they can get it rolling early on, those guys could be a little bit better than what they are, I think.
And another game that sort of jumps out, I think New Hope is a lot better than people are used to saying they are. They defeat Amory 42-7 in a ball game there. That's got to be a tough start for Coach Bird and company out at Amory.
Yeah, it's tough for those guys, man. And I'm sure Coach Bird's taking a little bit of flack for starting out 0-3, but as everybody knows, their schedule is always brutal for the first few games. And Amory for the last 2 weeks has been outscored 91-14 and lost to Itawamba and New Hope. But those 2 teams are high-quality teams, and Amory will get there. They're young, so I don't really expect much out of Amory this year, but I think as next year and the year after rolls around, I think they'll be okay. It's just, I know Amory fans are used to winning, and that's not what they're doing right now, but I just guess tell them to hang in there, and it will get better.
Absolutely. Now, if everyone's confused by the Popeyes comment earlier, you and I we've done this all the way back to softball last year. We have friendly wagers. We both work in journalism, so we have no money. So we may just come up with some of the most oddball bets. The bet this week was a Aberdeen win by 21 or better. I would go without Red Bull for the rest of the month. A Pontotoc win, or if they stay within that 21 spread of Aberdeen, that a spread that we both agreed on, by the way. That you would go with the Popeyes chicken. You wouldn't be able to eat there for a month. And Pontotoc, though, you and I neither one expected this. Pontotoc 24-14 winners over Aberdeen.
Absolutely not. I really expected Aberdeen to win, and I thought after last week they would win pretty big. I really don't know, and you and I talked earlier tonight, I don't know what to take of it. If Aberdeen's not quite as good as we thought, or if Pontotoc may be a little bit better than we thought. I don't know, the Aberdeen guys have a tough game this week with Amory, especially coming off a loss. Everybody expects them just to clobber Amory, but they thought that last year as well, and Amory won it, and Aberdeen. So I don't know what to think about those guys.
All right, man. Well, let's talk about your game this next week. It'll also be our 1 o'clock feature game here on TV7, the A game, Aberdeen, Amory. You always hear the cliches, throw the records out the window, and things like that whenever it comes to rivalries like this. But this is a true rivalry. These people don't like each other.
No, I mean, that's very true. That sounds rude to say, but in this county, unlike, I guess, most counties that I'm familiar with, the people in Amory don't hang out in Aberdeen. The people in Aberdeen don't hang out in Amory. It's just it's a mutual, we're going to stay on our side of the bridge kind of thing here in this county. But that game has always been big and been played since 1935. So no matter how good either one is, that's going to be a fantastic game. And I really do expect Aberdeen to win. But like I said, I expected that last year, and it didn't happen. So we'll see Friday night.
Absolutely. Well, I know you're coming out with a special football tab. You do this each year with the A game. Tell everybody about that and where they can pick up that football tab this week, because I know you've been putting up a lot of hard work into that this week.
Yeah, you can pick up a copy. We call it the Battle of the A teams. Of course, A for Amory, A for Aberdeen, obviously. But that's inside the Monroe Journal next week. It'll come out Wednesday. So if you're anywhere around the county, pick up a copy of the paper. I'll try to get that in PDF form on our website, which is Monroe360.com. So hopefully I can get that out there for everybody to see if you're not anywhere around Monroe County.
All right, man. Well, let's go over some of the other action that's going to be going on in Monroe County next week. Where's everybody at? Who's playing who?
Of course, you got the A game next week, and you got Hatley and Hamilton. Smithville next week. Who does Smithville have? I've lost off the top of my head there, but I'm not sure about that one.
We'll find that and post that on
sports.net. We'll check on that.
You can check Monroe360.com and find out later on this week.
Yeah, you can check later on. I'm trying to wrap up this week, so we'll worry about next week then. But the A game, if you don't have a game that you want to go to, that's one that you definitely want to see. Those guys will get after each other, even if it's a 50-0 game. That is something you definitely will be a part of if you like special atmospheres. No matter how many wins each of these guys have, that place will be packed. So if you can, get out to see that one. Smithville's playing at Mantachie, so I expect Smithville to be 2-0, and unless Mantachie just surprises me. So we got a couple of good games, and that Hamilton may be better than we think too.
Absolutely, that may be the next wager you and I come up with. So be thinking about what you may want to put on the line this week. I will say no double or nothing on the Popeyes chicken though.
I'll go with that.
All right, Brandon. We're in the closing minutes of this segment of the show. I do appreciate you calling in. One more time, give that information on how they can pick up the paper each week and also visit your website.
You can pick up the paper, and we got 1 million racks here in Monroe County, from Amory to Nettleton to Smithville to Hatley, all the way down to Hamilton. But you can always check our website, Monroe360.com. Feel free to go on there, and you can create profiles and chat and that kind of thing, and just see what's going on in this part of the country.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you doing that. Also, you can follow them on Twitter at Monroe360. I think that's it, right?
I think it's twitter.com/Monroe360, yes.
Okay, so you can follow him there, and also follow Brandon as well. Brandon, appreciate you taking time out of your night. I know you're busy, man, so we won't let you slide. Man, we'll be seeing you throughout the week, and we'll see you next week at the A game.
Yeah, have a good one, guys.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap up this segment of the show. We do appreciate Brandon Speck calling in. Once again, remember to visit Monroe360.com. Well, we're going to take you to a quick break, and we'll come back with more of the show here at W07BN, MetroCast Channel 98. The Coach's Show with Adam Gore, co-host Jeremy Kennedy. We'll be back with more right after this.
Being right where you are is the most important part of who we are. That's how we discover the important things. The stuff that builds a relationship and helps Bancorp South bankers provide personalized service. They're why we make decisions locally, one friend at a time. Bancorp South, right where you are.
Hi, I'm Myra Sullivan, Manager of Community Finance in Bruce. Here at Community Finance, we offer a wide range of loans, from 30-day loans if you need a little cash for just a short time, auto loans, home mortgage loans. We also offer bill consolidation loans. Put all your bills in one monthly payment.
Located on Highway 9 in Bruce, everyone at Community Finance is waiting to hear from you.
Come by or call us today, Myra, Jacob, or Don at Community Finance, because we have the best money in town.
All the intimate look and feel of a bed and breakfast with the amenities and luxury of a 5-star hotel. That's what you'll find at the Cart Barn Inn in Bruce. Great for weekends away, church retreats, family gatherings, or just a great place to stay when you're away from home. A large back porch, peaceful, quiet country setting, and conveniently located on the golf course. When you need a place to stay, our doors are always open at the Cart Barn Inn, next to the golf course in Bruce, or visit us on the web at www.cartbarninn.com.
Hunter's Hollow in Oxford, Mississippi.
Your #1 hunting store
is having a sale.
August 24th through August 29th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 24 months, same as cash financing.
First time ever! Cash rebates out the door! Cash rebates? What's up with that?
That's right, Heather. Cash rebates.